I don't know. What was the word?
Head rapified
Yeah.
and moved to shoulderifying. I'm demonstrating the diverse ways in which you too can wear a keffiyeh.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys don't know what a keffiyeh is, it's basically a piece of cloth which is significant to Palestinian culture and has come to symbolize Palestinian resistance, and a lot of people who support Palestine, even if they're not Palestinian, will wear a keffiyeh to show their solidarity with Palestine. It's got a history in like Palestinian farmers or fallahin, like wearing it to protect their heads and their faces from the sun.
Yeah. You can actually buy one from Palestine. I don't know what happened there. From Palestine. I think I was going to say Palestinians, and then I went Palestine, and then I just went Palestine.
Palestine. You can buy a keffiyeh directly from Palestine.
Yeah. that well-known country.
From Hirbawi Keffiyeh, which is Hirbawi. I think that they're restocking at the moment because of obviously the fact that there's been an intensification of violence in the West Bank as well. But you can sign up to pre-order and be notified when they restock. So,
yeah, I've been looking into getting one.
Tilt the camera down.
Yeah, I think so. We're a little bit. There we go. I think it was because when I when I pointed the camera at Saf.
That's understandable.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, we are back. We're back on there. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Also, in terms of the question of how long this is gonna take us.
Yeah, we did see your chat. Good question.
We don't rightly know, but we do know that we're halfway through the chapter and we've been live for 4 hours. So.
Yeah, do with that all you will. I feel like it will probably. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to discuss in the next bit as well, so
we'll do our best, okay?
We make no guarantees.
But probably people who have dipped out, we're probably still going to be live when you come back. Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, they're opening our crisps and we've got our crisps.
Oh my god. Oh, crispies. Yeah, I definitely picked the cookies last time. Did you ever try the actual Scooby snack? Like, they like made Scooby snacks. This is basically what these are.
Me too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love Bugles. Rating Bugles.
The good
Bugles
vibe.
are my favorite.
Lay's Bugles, everyone.
They're like a corn.
Not sponsored.
Snack, and I think that those are my favorite ones.
They're good.
Do you want a piece?
Little bugle.
So I want a bit of the Choco Crisp.
I mean, I would like Daniel to have as much of the Choco Crisp.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
I'm good. You eat it.
Really? But Judge, you already gave me the other one.
Because I rule with generosity.
Aww.
Just remember this, bro.
I will, Your Honor. Oh, so
He
good.
will.
I wish we had a cheeseburger and a milkshake like yesterday.
Oh, dude. That shake was so good. Can't believe we found a diner on the way out here.
I want another one.
I know. We'll get you one. Promise.
We had Scooby snacks all the time in American schools. Really? Wow.
I thought it was just like a small thing they did for like, I don't know, one of the live action films or something.
No, I mean American Snack Game is really
That's true, yeah.
really something else.
No way I'm going camping after this shit. Man, I made a fire tonight.
They charge us an arm and a leg
That would be
for
proud.
American snacks
Yeah.
here. Like you have some places that sell American snacks, but you have to like pay a ridiculous amount for them.
And they're definitely like tax fronts.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
full moon.
Oh.
It's not quite full yet, wolf boy.
Do you think there are werewolves
Baby
for real?
furry.
Wow. The furry agenda is really gaining ground today.
We are the wolves.
Oh!
We are the wolves.
Oh!
We are the wolves. 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 We See?
Ow, ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ow, 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 ow!
We are the wolves. We'd get them as rewards. I mean, that's...
That sounds like a Scooby snack, yeah?
That kind of sounds like they were treating children like dogs.
I mean, that's just schools, isn't it?
You're not wrong.
You okay, buddy?
Profoundly not, probably, but sure.
Feels good to sit down. Sean, are you mad at me for what happened with Brett?
No.
I don't remember everything.
It's not his fault. That's my instinct.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. Shit happens. That deserved it.
Why can't I remember?
Trauma.
That's weird.
Don't worry, dude. You were running around all day. You tired out. It happens.
Gaslight gatekeeper. I mean, I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, but I had to make that joke.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
We're almost broke. How do we eat tomorrow?
Hey, Arthur. Arthur said it first. I don't know what he said, but he said it.
He said, I think he deserves a little...
I could really use a smoke.
I think he deserves a little sip.
A sippy sip.
Nice, Sean. Yours are exactly what we needed for survival.
Well, you didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Oh, okay, I mean, it doesn't... I don't think you get the option to.
Also, just to say that, like, it's... Like, is it ideal and practical? No.
Wonder
but,
if I'll
like,
ever
is
go
it
back to school
helpful in
after
a
this.
way, like, for coping with the situation? Like, yes. And it's kind of, like, parallel to when people are awful about, like, you giving money to houseless people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, they're gonna spend that on, like, drugs and alcohol. Like, so fucking what? Like, do you know what it's like to be houseless and live out on the street and, like, not have any shelter and be freezing fucking cold
Yeah.
and not have any food and be starving and then people treat you like you're not even a human being? Like, do you know what that's like? Then shut your fucking mouth. You know?
I get so angry. Oh my... She sent him so many texts.
Jen's parents pissed me the fuck off. What did Jen's parents do? Oh, they said they didn't want me to text you. What did Jen say?
Alright. Sean,
We're
I
here
had
for
something happen
you.
at your house. Please call Lila, we're here for you. Sean, I wish I could talk to you, but my parents say that I can't for legal reasons. My mum is a lawyer and says we can't be involved at all and that you can't contact me again for legal reasons. Yeah, you already said that, bitch. They don't even want me to text you, but there's no way I won't tell you that. I'm so sorry about your father. I truly wish I could help. Your friend Jen. But you're not his friend then. Are you?
Yeah.
You don't get to have it both ways.
Yeah, I'm sorry, fuck that.
You don't get to be his friend.
I'm sorry, yeah, like, if she knows that it's wrong, not, like, she says that she wants to be here for him and, like, support him, and she knows it's wrong to, like, not do that, and she feels bad about it, and is texting him to, like, assuage her own guilt, like, that's,
Yeah.
that's some bullshit
Absolutely
right
fuck
there,
off.
and that's why Sean shouldn't date white girls.
Yeah. Definitely not as a teenager. Teenage white girls are not gonna...
Yeah, it was a certified white woman moment. It was quite remarkable.
A stamp. Fuck Sean's boss. Fuck off.
We will contact the police so they can clear this up. You think the police are gonna fucking help?
You and your brother need to be here to get all our help. Fuck off.
People have so much faith in the system.
I know.
No, be quiet. Is that that's a cop telling him to talk, basically?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Dan needs to get some sleep.
You look tired. Ready to crash?
I think I need to
Yeah,
go to
I
the
mean,
bathroom.
it's the right thing. Obviously, it's
I knew
difficult to
it.
defy your parents, but like,
Okay,
if it's a
if
question,
you have to pee,
like
then
if it's that big a question
go.
of like what's morally right,
You want me
Mm.
to come?
No,
I'm sorry, but
I'm not a baby.
And like she knows enough to say that she'll still text him.
Dude, not that close.
dating white
have to
boys
sleep
as a
here.
I
POC
wasn't-
heartbreak emoji.
I was
Don't know
trying to
that
find
what that's
someone
like
to-
because I'm gay, but I do know bro dating white girls as POC heartbreak emojis. I am sure that that's a different flavor. I have friends who've definitely told me some things about that, so I can only imagine. I'm not like, okay, I'm like,
Sean, I heard something.
I'm not,
I
because
swear.
I'm not a gold star
Yeah,
lesbian.
it's a forest. There's a
Blah.
lot of
Because
critters out
that's stupid.
there. Scared you might pee on them?
Feel like I've definitely had some weird times with white men, but something that's interesting is
Think we
that I've
earned
always
some
found that
serious
white
rest.
men have never really
Just sleep forever.
seen
Oh,
me
I'm
as
drowned.
desirable that much,
Better than freezing
But-
out there, right?
but
Way
like
better.
men of color have.
Hmm.
So like
Now we have a
most
real
of the
fire.
men that I hooked up with
And
were
a secure base.
like men of color.
Mm,
You
that
did
makes
awesome
sense.
today, Daniel.
I
Really?
obviously am white,
Hell
so
yeah.
do not know the racialized
Without you,
aspects
there's
of
no
that.
fellowship.
But as a fat woman,
not-
yeah,
Eyes won't stay open.
yeah,
Sleep tight, bro.
I can. Obviously, it's not the same, but obviously, also fat phobia is a racial issue as well. Even though I am a white person, I recognise obviously that fat phobia is rooted in racism as much as anything else. Yeah, but yeah, I've definitely had not Saf, Arthur. Sorry,
Little baby.
just dating in general can be horrible, but yeah, those particular being seen as other in any way when dating is horrible and full of a lot of strife.
Dad, where are we?
I mean, it's okay. Like, I am fine.
Hey, bro.
Like,
Wake up.
it is definitely not.
Sean?
What I have experienced personally is definitely not
It's
on the
okay.
level of like racialized violence in any way, shape, or form. But it is definitely.
That's all.
I mean,
Sean?
I think fat people in general have very complicated experiences with dating
Where are
and
Right here. In the park.
relationships and being seen as desirable.
Remember our amazing fire?
/ not being seen as desirable because fetishization, right? But yeah, I personally have not experienced
okay?
from my fatness
You fortified our base,
violence
so
in that way,
perfect.
but like there's definitely always a flavour of it to every interaction
Okay.
when you're dating that
You're right.
Yeah.
makes things hard.
Yeah.
go, go back to sleep.
I wish Cass
need
and
your
Finn
rest.
were PSC love interests
I
and
might
then
have
white
another
people
scary
dreads
dream.
wouldn't be
You
egregious
won't.
as fuck. Yeah, I mean the white people dreads sure is something. We started to have a bit of a
Just close your eyes.
conversation earlier about like this very topic. I think we're saving getting deep into it until we get to episode 3.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something about Sean having white love interests and also like his crush on Jen is what we said, and also like the fact that his closest friend is like an Asian girl by contrast is interesting. I don't have kind words for Finn. I
Neither do
respect your
I.
It's
opinion,
easier
but
now. We're going downhill.
I hate Finn.
I
I hate him.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I
maybe
think
we'll find a
he
milkshake
is.
shop.
Ah, yes. The force.
He may
secret
be a
milkshake
misguided
factory.
boy, but he's also. I think he sucks.
Yeah, I definitely don't think
Let's
he's
walk a
like
little
a
more.
two-dimensional evil
Maybe
villain. Like,
No.
he's a good
or
character.
something.
He's complicated,
We'll
but
combine
I just really don't like him. I
I'm
think
sure.
he sucks so bad.
Mm.
Cass absolutely has flaws.
Remember
I don't
that
think Cass is
time?
perfect either.
No,
Harry's
no, by
like-
no means. I
Me
think
and Noah traded
I
some
have a bit
games
more
with
grace
Harry.
for her.
Yeah,
But he didn't
I think
like
she
us.
at least.
So he
I
said he was
think
gonna get us after school.
what I
did
particularly
you do?
dislike about
He
Finn
waited in the gym
is
until he went
his
That's it?
manipulation
You
of
should've
Sean
told
and
me.
Daniel's
I tried.
relationship.
Yeah, that's
What you
fucked.
said, get out of your room.
The fact that Cass
I'm sorry.
kind of
Amanda.
at least respects it and is
Should've
very
listened.
much like conscious of
You
it
did
and is
stand up
also
for me.
trying to care for Daniel
Brett,
Mm-hmm.
for a change.
is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, agreed.
Well,
But yeah,
Yeah,
they
kinda.
are adults, but
Yeah.
we don't know their
Kinda
exact
wish he wasn't so
age.
mean all the time.
I don't know if we're gonna get into the
Sorry.
age gap discourse yet, but
We can do that in episode 3 for sure.
Okay.
I can't speak to. Yeah, talking about infantilization.
Hey.
Sean should have had a Filipino love interest, and it should have been me.
oh no,
Yeah.
phone died.
Yeah, we can definitely get into like the infantilization
There's something
and the
ahead.
race
Yep.
and the
be the
sexuality
gas
stuff
station. We
with
saw
regards
on
to
that
dating
sign.
in episode 3 because it's a big plot point there.
Yeah.
The age difference thing is also
I'm so hungry
important.
for real food right now.
I hear you.
I don't know
We're gonna
if we
get
get their
food,
ages
water,
confirmed,
Plus a
but
map.
they seem to be
So we can.
quite a bit older.
Yeah, like older enough that it, like, I think as well when you're 16 and someone's 2 years older than you, that feels like a huge emotional difference. Because when you are a teenager, development happens real fucking fast. So, I mean, I saw, as a 16-year-old, I saw 18-year-olds as like 100% adult and like they had power over me in that way. So, I think even if someone is just 18, you know, it's still that power is complicated.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be so bad if like an 18-year-old was hooking up with Sean.
No, I don't think it's
But
the end of the world, but what I mean is like
Yeah, I
it's
think
complicated.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like the number in and of itself is the power dynamic, but I think that like Cass and Finn were giving me the energy of being in their 20s.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree with that.
Maybe early to late 20s, like definitely not older than that. But
I definitely thought early 20s. I don't
yeah,
think.
maybe not late 20s, but
I was thinking like
they're
21.
still they're still quite young. But I think that they were like a good bit older than him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we ever get that confirmed. So.
No, it's just. It just
Finn's
is.
adultification of Daniel.
Yeah.
Which is like that's highly racialized. Like,
Yeah.
Find the best route.
All right.
He's
Hey,
old.
come
Yeah,
on.
shut the fuck up. And it must
I
be
know
said
last
as
night
well
was
that there is
tough,
such a difference between like
tonight will be
treating a
better.
child like with respect and like
You
respecting their
tell.
agency, and
You're a
like
long way from
adultifying a
Hey, come
young
on.
brown boy.
I know last night was tough, but
Like there's a huge
Tonight
difference
will be
between
better.
those things.
I swear.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, I think it's also just such a yikes that like if you don't go along with a shitty plan because you're trying to take care of your brother,
Sean,
that like
Can we find some
he
food?
hates you and you can't hook up with him. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's such bad vibes. Like at least if you don't agree with Cass, she isn't like a huge jerk about it. Like she's kind of mad, but like you know,
Can't believe how
It's
lost
not-
we are.
I don't know. She
Thank
just doesn't
God we
react as
found this
poorly.
place.
Can't even check my goddamn.
do we bother
voicemail
interacting with that white
There's nothing
family?
to do here. When do we leave?
My instinct is no.
I think don't interact with the white family is a good instinct.
I want
Hey.
cocoa.
Come on in.
Honey,
Let's wash
this is
them.
a gas station.
Ugh, I'm coming.
It makes me mad that he takes Daniel away if you romance Cass. Yeah, he's a petty little selfish little
He
bitch.
looks-
Sorry.
He looks like one of your drawings.
Yeah, Cass does get mad if Sean doesn't want to have sex with her, and that's bad. But I think that Cass's redeeming quality for me is that
No.
at least she
wash fast.
prioritizes like Daniel needs and safety
Ugh,
like a bit more,
ice cubes.
and
Okay,
yeah, it's kind
you're
of
done.
like shitty. Like there's a lot to unpack about the way she is with Sean, but
You know,
like,
Flash.
I think
the
the redeeming
cows.
quality for me is definitely that like she prioritizes like respecting the relationship and respecting the safety of Daniel. I think that's important.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak to them.
There might be some leftovers in it.
I don't know.
Fuck, is this our life now?
Yeah, the little white girl is interesting because I think, again, we can interact with the family if we just want to watch the interaction, even though it will be awful. But the little white girl is interesting because similarly with Brett, right? Like, people don't, like, children are not evil. Like, that doesn't come out
It's
of
cool we
nowhere.
found this place.
But she's clearly been taught to,
Not while these
like,
people are here.
and here it's not just at
I
the
wanna
level
freak
of,
them
like,
out.
racialization,
air's even
but that they're
cleaner up
clearly
here than
homeless
the
people
area.
begging for food. And that she's been told by her parents to, like, see them as not human or, like, you know, parasites or scroungers or whatever the fuck kind of thing.
Shit, they're still
I don't
looking
know.
for us.
I think there's a level at which, like, when a child behaves in that way, like, I feel like what makes me sad is that, like, someone has, like, indoctrinated such evil into a child. Like, that's what makes me upset. Like, it's not that I think that child is, like, evil, because, like, what is a child supposed to learn except for what the people around them teach them?
I mean, their parents are supposed to teach them how to be a person.
Yeah.
And if that's, you know, that's their guiding force, then yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm very quick to hate men.
Valid. Yeah, I mean, he's not. I don't personally see anything redeemable about him.
And I'm also getting quicker and quicker to distrust white people. So
Valid.
and his fucking dreadlocks, man. With Cass, there was a while I was like, are those dreadlocks? I can't tell. I think she has dreadlocks. I think
His
that's
are
the final
fuck ass
conclusion.
dreadlocks.
What?
His are fuck ass dreadlocks.
But his are fuck ass. Like, you can't. Those
Fuck off.
are
Fuck ass
fuck
balls.
ass dreadlocks.
Fuck ass dreadlocks.
Not right now.
Okay. Wooden bear for sale.
Yeah.
It's going to be freezing. No
Oh.
thanks. I already have one.
Forgot.
Hello there.
No.
Whoa, Sean,
Hey,
they have Choco Crisp.
Of course they do.
I want to know what the like real life parallel to Choco Crisp would be. Like, is it like a Kit Kat?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, he talks about the presidential debate in, like, his journal, and yeah, like, yeah. I mean, it's like, so, even though he is a teenager and, like, has had a relatively comfortable life, he is obviously still very acutely aware of, like, his race and how that affects and how politics affects his existence as a racialized man, you know, like...
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the experience of, like, growing
Might
up
unpop a
as a
road cred.
racialized kid in a lot of ways. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't want to universalize it, but, like, I don't know, like, I've had kind of, like, a relationship with someone that I had in my life for a long time start to fall apart for a lot of reasons, and then, like, the thing that kind of
Damn.
like
Stop
the
looking at
straw
me,
that broke the
please.
camel's back was that we kind of had an
Trying to
interaction
shoplift here.
where they said something and I was like, I think that's your
We'll get you a
experience
new
because you are
family
white and you don't have to think about racism, and that's why you didn't think about racism when you were a kid, but that's not a
Okay.
universal experience. And she
Let's get
took it,
supplies
like, really badly.
and a map.
And
Then let's get the hell out of here.
but just like, I don't know, I'm Muslim and Arab and Asian, and I
Daniel,
was
come check this
4
out.
years old when 9/11 happened,
What? What is it?
and my entire
It's a
childhood
puppy.
after
Super
that
cute.
point, like,
Yeah.
and
Super
when we
cute.
moved to this country
Is this
was
yours?
like shaped
No,
by
just
that.
another
So
stray
even
butt.
when even though I wasn't old enough to
Must be
understand
sad.
it, like
What's his name?
That's
I
a
think
she.
it became
Oh,
quickly so
right.
obvious to
Oh.
me,
Can
and
we have
I
the
always
puppy?
thought about it in
Please?
some way, shape, or form, like for as long as I can remember, you know,
Let me think.
because you don't have like a choice.
I don't
You're
know.
confronted with it all the
It's a
time,
pretty huge responsibility.
and
That
so
would be so cool.
it makes a lot
Come
of
on.
We
yeah, I don't know,
need
it makes a lot of
adults
sense. I
to
think it would be
take care of her,
interesting, like
Not
to have
kids.
more insight about
I
like
know. I just
that
thought we
with
could.
Sean and Daniel.
I'd
But-
love to.
The presidential
She's
election
right.
interaction is definitely interesting.
can't take care of the
because
dog
I
right
think
now.
that it partly shows that he has an idea that, like, you know, maybe people aren't as racist as like they actually are, because he's like he's not gonna win. Right?
Yeah, whereas I feel like a lot of people generally were like, yeah, it'll probably happen and
Just do it, man.
it'll be shit.
Yeah,
What
I don't know.
are you doing over there?
Hi. What are you looking at?
Hey there.
Yeah, and the fact that he's talking to Lila about it, like I don't know if the white
It's,
kids are talking about it.
not for
but-
you.
Why? Like dirty stuff? Yuck.
Never thought. Hey, hi. Sorry about my brother.
Don't be. He's awesome.
Oh jeez,
I
that's
know
really
what you're
rough.
thinking.
Marshmallow
What the
meltdown.
hell is this creep looking at?
But I
no,
don't know, yeah, it's
I
that
don't
kind
mean-
of thing that happens
I
when you're a
mean,
child,
it's not
right?
as
That
weird
makes you
as it
very
seems,
conscious
though.
of like the
These people,
precarity that
they
you live
only wanna live
in
a
Western
normal life.
society as
Just
a racialized
make it.
person.
I mean, if they're not harming anyone, who's to say they're wrong?
That's crazy. No, I'm probably just gonna say nobody. 'cause-
Naked people? That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god.
Yes. Why should we all be the same? Who says so? Never mind. I'm getting carried away.
No, you're not. That was like the most
Name's
milquetoast
Brody.
liberal thing.
I'm kind of an
That's
online
Brody.
Why should we
traveling
all be the same?
journalist.
Sean.
Wow, sorry, I
sorry,
was getting a
this is-
little too radical,
So
so
it's getting too spicy.
Online
political.
Traveling journalist.
Just a fancy name for someone who drives around in a car, writing about people and stuff. There's a few websites that pay me for
Oh my
these
god, he's a
papers
digital
since I know
nomad.
how to write.
Don't
Nice to
lie.
meet you, man. You traveling with your brother?
Yeah, Brody is cringe. I mean, he's got like, okay, he's nice, and what he does for them is really good and really important.
Yeah.
But also he has such like white liberal vibes.
Oh.
And I also have criticisms of certain things that he does and says that I will get to when we get to it.
Yeah. Like, it is nice that they encounter an adult who actually tries, but that the bar is low.
Yeah, for real.
Do we say that we're alone or that our dad's with us? I'm gonna say our dad's with us, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Our dad's with us. We're going south.
Good for you. The best way to learn is on the road. The earlier, the better.
Yeah, well they are,
talking
and
about
I don't
work
think
all
they're doing
day,
great, so...
I'm
Only
already
a
up
white guy
against
with a
the
trust
deadline.
fund would say that.
Literally.
Safe travels, dudes.
Thanks, man. See you around.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to let Daniel have the dog, but
It's a raccoon costume.
Oh, but she was being a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I managed to steal some water, but she's watching me like a fucking hawk,
No
so...
more food.
Oh, nice.
There's gotta be stuff here for us.
Can I?
Nah.
Ah, okay. And the main criticisms of this game is that only white
Hey,
adults help them. To be fair,
Can you go talk to her?
they only really
ask
interact
her
with white adults most
stuff,
of the time, right?
Like you
Am I
always
correct
do.
in that?
Why?
So
Yeah.
I can shop alone.
Sean, you better not steal again. You better not.
Daniel,
Yes.
we're trying to survive.
That's a
Watch
really
it.
good point.
Just bug her, okay?
That's
please.
a really
Jeez,
good point.
Okay.
I can't think of a
But you
single
better be
person of
careful.
colour that they interact with.
I can think of POC that they interact with, like in episode 3 and 5.
Hi.
Okay, yeah.
Like in the commune
She's focused
and
on Daniel.
But
Hurry up,
the
don't.
ones that have
Exactly,
like
commune.
Before
an
she
opportunity to help.
I don't know. I want to
That's a really good point.
tiny pumps can hold so much.
Fuck. Now I'm showing Daniel how to be a thief.
Oh no, what will we
Nice.
do?
So
You did it.
Yeah, there's definitely like some
should do
white
this.
savior something going on.
Yeah, 100%.
You've seen those before, right?
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I'd love to get some bread, but I don't think. I'm
Yeah, a
gonna be
lot
able
of
to
the
get away
white
with that one.
adults kind of fuck them over, but I think it is worthy of note that
Cool.
it's mostly white adults that they interact
you
with,
had
because I think
gas
that
station?
I'm a little
it would
busy
be
right now
quite
working.
rich and interesting
So
to see
excuse
them
me.
interact with like
Oh, right.
racialized
Sorry.
adults. I think I'm gonna have to like chew on that a little bit as we play it, but that's a very astute observation.
See the baby bear, Daniel?
Sorry, I'm clearly still hungry.
That is awesome.
too.
Awesome. I mean, bear. So cool.
And he's all yours. We have a surplus, as you can
Hmm.
tell.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think I love
thank you.
Karen Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But also, I
don't either.
do not. I've not really had like strong grandparent figures in most of my life, so
Staring at you.
I
We could use that.
really loved my grandmother, although I was very young when she died.
Of course they did.
And
It's
then
weird
aside
how
from
you
that,
need
I've
to
not
see
had
all
like
this
a huge
stuff.
like presence from grandparents. I had like my relationship with my grandma was complicated, and then like paternal grandparents we just never really saw. But
Can't go wrong with these.
also they're not white, so
yeah.
that was complicated
Hey,
for a whole load of
come
other
see.
reasons, obviously,
Hey.
because they
You can't
stayed-
make a fancy sandwich.
Well, my granddad stayed in Saudi Arabia.
The bread
and we
will be
moved.
just fine.
So there's a lot of other issues there, but I don't super love Claire and
Looks like
Stephen.
you're all
I think
set
the
to go.
dynamic of like
Is that it?
Sean's white family
Yeah.
members, specifically
I think
those
so.
two, is a
Okie
lot
dokie.
to unpack.
Let's bring you up.
Is she laughing
And
at
there's
us?
the damage.
Don't laugh at Zomboy. Silly witch.
I only
Here.
I stole two things that were the more substantial things, but I do not know how
Thanks
some water
much.
and some bread managed to get that much.
Yeah, that's
All right, here's your change.
that's so
Wild.
much money. What the fuck?
Thanks.
What the hell?
What
Cause he
the
lives
hell?
is hitting Oregon.
Yeah, for reals. And this was what 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say Cozzy lives?
Yeah, I did. And what?
I've never heard that before.
Oh my god, did you not?
No,
Oh my god, it's my favourite.
Cozzy lives.
It's like the Clatty Jubes or the fucking, I don't know.
bloody tubes.
Sorry? Menti B, yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. Panny D, yeah.
Damn. She's staring at me like
Marshmallow
I'm a
Mel
criminal.
Mel.
I'm just
Sorry?
a customer.
Marshmallow Mel Mel. I
Oh, sorry, as a person.
would say that white people don't deserve this much grace.
I mean, yeah.
I say that from a place of love.
And I say as a white person that I agree.
Hey, look, empty table.
She's on thin ice.
Grab it.
Thin fucking ice. I'm doing my best. But yeah, like, I think the nature of white people, which I say has one, is that we have our own biases and we've got to be willing to actually
It's our
work
table
through
now.
those if we want to have people
Yeah.
of color in our lives who feel safe.
Let's
Um,
see. What do we got here?
So, you know,
This is a ton of
like you don't get to have loving
That's
relationships
really
with
gross.
people and also treat them like shit. That's not how it works. So,
Also,
You know?
I want to say that like I'm 26,
You got me a
and
chocolate
it took me.
Of course I did.
It's like it took me a long time to get here, and like I hold my white friends to a higher standard now. But like even as recently as like the last couple of years, I think that like I was friends
Where you
with
guys off to
like
now?
white people for a long time, and then got to
south.
a point where I was like,
I
wait a
guess.
second,
Right
like
on.
why am I letting people
Road
treat me
trip?
like this
Don't feed the
in ways
bears.
that I didn't even really like
See you later.
understand before. So it's a journey, right? Because, like, yes, white people have internalized racism. We also have internalized
that's a
racism.
big map.
Yeah, hope I can read it.
And we, you know, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives
Is this supposed to be Washington?
working through that.
Yeah,
I don't recognize anything.
that's
Yeah,
just life.
me neither.
And
we
it's
have to
hard,
be
and there's no
somewhere in
easy
there.
answer. But
Hey, I know. We're here.
I
There's
don't
a
know.
gas
At least
station.
for me,
Nah,
I think that
No way. We were near Mount
what's
Rainier
changed.
yesterday.
One of the things
But
that's
it's miles
changed for
away
me
now.
is that
Let me show
I
you where we are,
try
okay?
to
Yeah. Okay.
like hold
We
white
slept at that
friends to a
trout
much
trail
higher
thing.
standard than I did before.
Then we walked south for a while.
Um,
Alright.
Oh, they're talking about
This
whether
is
the
it.
areas that they're
Are
in
you
are
sure?
like white dominated.
Yes, it is. It's next to the river
But
we camped by
Arizona
yesterday.
and
Here we are.
has
Okay,
a
so
ton of indigenous people.
can we
Yes,
go there
Navajo
tonight?
Nation
Are you
is in
kidding?
that part of the country.
It's way too far.
I think that there are
You
some
wanna
other
walk a whole week again?
indigenous nations there as well.
But it looks cool.
But
Hold
Navajo
on.
Nation is huge,
We'll
isn't
find where
Yeah,
we
it's
can go.
massive.
it? Yeah.
Hey kids, looks like you're out camping.
Or Diné
Oh.
Oh,
is, I
yeah.
believe, like
Just
the
Going
indigenous
over
word
trails and stuff.
for the people
Seems
of that
dangerous
nation.
to be out here all alone. But maybe you're the ones who need to be watched.
Huh? What do you mean? We're
Sure
just...
hope you pay for all that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We don't tolerate
I'm a
job
mixed
like
kid,
this.
but I'm
Uh,
not mixed with white.
Sir, we paid for this.
But
And the map was
being
free.
like a
Let's go
racialized person,
inside.
having white people in your
You can
family
show us what
and
you want.
navigating that must be really,
No,
really hard.
thanks.
Definitely.
We have to go.
Nope. You're going inside.
So
I
when
would agree with your
Make this
mom.
worse for yourself,
Yeah.
kid.
So I was just gonna say, when I first played this, I didn't steal anything, and this still went to shit. So this time around, I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm stealing shit." And then I bought a Choco Crisp and a loaf of bread to distract from the fact I'd stolen. But obviously, there wasn't really much point to that. It was more that I thought I should buy Daniel a Choco Crisp.
This it speaks to what we were saying earlier, right? Like,
There's no way to do it right.
yeah, like these people, they look at Sean and they see a criminal, and they see like an evil, like brown man, not even like boy, right? Man, like an evil, violent brown man, and like you can do no right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna see him that way no matter what he does.
Yeah, Sean is a child. Like, I think that's what I have to keep reminding myself throughout the whole game. Not because I don't see him as a child, but just because he'd been through so much that it's like hard to remember that he is literally still a teenager.
And he keeps being treated
like an adult.
like an adult, and specifically like an adult who's
Evil.
like in evil, like, yeah. And obviously this is something that's so specific to the experience of like racialized men, and that's really, really important, because I think like a lot of the time when we talk about like gendered racism, and I'm a lesbian, by the way, so if this is coming from me, the way that we dehumanize like men of color is really like something else. And part of the reason why it's so important to address is like, I think this is really on my mind at the moment because of like what's been happening and the way that people have been talking about what's been happening in Palestine, and the way that people talk about like, oh, you know, like the innocent women and children in Palestine, and in that is an implicit dehumanization of brown men. And when you think about like the racist stereotype of Palestinians that's mobilized to justify like genociding them, it's this racist stereotype of an evil, barbaric, inherently violent Muslim man, right, like brown man. And that stereotype is mobilized in the propaganda, like about like beheaded babies and like mass sexual violence, because people have this idea in their heads already of like the barbarity and the evil and the violence of brown men, and in this case Muslim men, and that racism is mobilized so often in that particular way. And like one of the ways that we see it as well is that, you know, Israel, for example, can claim to be liberating Palestinian women because their men are so oppressive. Like,
Yeah.
right, like our men are just like so misogynistic and so homophobic and so like evil and horrible and oppressive.
In comparison to Israel.
Right.
So yeah.
And it's so, and I think that talking about like all of that, like the specific dehumanization of Muslim men and brown men is like really, really important.
Yeah.
And we see this in the American context with what we see in this game, but also like the specific like way that black men and in this case Mexican and Latino men are like characterized.
Yeah, definitely.
And how that's like used and mobilized to support racism. But something as well to like consider is that certainly from my perspective, everything that I've seen come from the ground in Palestine, like in Gaza, on the ground right now, has showed me nothing but care and kindness and love and courage from Palestinian men.
100%.
Like what I have seen with my own eyes of Palestinian men is like nothing but beautiful.
Yeah.
Like humanity, like honestly on another like level. Which isn't to, I don't know, like in a different way kind of idealize them.
No, but it's to point out that like these men that media and white people, myself included, like dehumanize on a regular fucking basis, have compassion, are people, and like feel and think and, you know, they're just people. And they're just people trying to deal with a shit situation as much as women are in this situation, you know? And I think it's not like, obviously the gendered result, like the results of colonization are gendered, but the way that we have perpetuated this image of like this assumption of brown men being violent and terrorists and like evil it doesn't help anyone, and this isn't particularly like groundbreaking, but it's not right. It's not okay to prioritize women and children in this idea of them being innocent, because innocence is relative, and innocence is not the discussion that we should be having, because if we were really talking about innocence, we'd be talking about the fact that most Israeli people have been or will be in the military, and there aren't really Israeli citizens in the same way that there are in like other countries that don't have aren't militarized countries in the same way, and yet they are referred to as innocent, but Palestinian men aren't. Like, what about Israel makes them more innocent, and what about a military state is innocent?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing innocent about a military state or anyone who participates in it, right? And I think this is the thing, and it's not to say that like because of that, like people who are not, it's not to say that people who are not innocent deserve to be killed. It's to say that like when we are trying to use the language of innocence to say who is and isn't deserving of life, like that's a huge problem. Yeah. Because I mean, there's I think in a big way, like what even is innocent? Is anyone innocent? Like I think you could argue not. I also think our Western perception, at least, of innocence is very rooted in like white supremacy and Christianity. Yeah, 100%. Like it's not based in a moral kind of. It's not based in morality a lot of the time. It's based in, whiteness, basically. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. In terms of our Israelis forced to be in the military, Israel does have mandatory conscription. But what I would say about that is that it's really important to know that there are Israelis who are anti-Zionist, who oppose the occupation, who stand like for Palestinian justice, freedom, dignity, and who choose to be conscientious objectors. So there are many like brave Israelis who, in solidarity with Palestinians, have rejected military conscription and have been imprisoned for that. And that's just really, really important. It's to show that like you can, you know, that's why conscientious objection is a thing. You can take a moral stand against taking part in a war.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not an easy thing to do, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And it's also a lot less difficult than being bombed.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day. But I think it's like it's in a way like a similar positionality to like white people in Western society. Like you are like, by virtue of being like white in a white supremacist society, you are not innocent. You benefit from racism, but you can choose to act in a certain way. No, because like there are Israelis who are born in Israel. It's not their fault they're born in Israel, right? But what they choose to do in their life is their choice. As like a person born with privilege in a supremacist like apartheid society is what I would say. Yeah, and I think that we always have to be careful about the language of innocence, because I like think that people deserve freedom, justice, and dignity on the basis of being human. Yeah. I don't think that they have
not
to
on the
earn
basis
that.
of being innocent, whatever that means in whatever context it's being used as a word.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that when we try to have any kind of qualifier for who deserves
to be innocent,
then that's a problem.
Who is blameless, I guess. Sorry, Marshmallow Mallow said, do you think that it would be easier or harder on Sean if he was a woman of colour instead of a man?
It's an interesting question. I think that I wouldn't want to qualify it, right? I think I wouldn't want to qualify it as like easier or harder, because like who is to say, right?
Yeah.
Like there are so many complicated factors in racialized experience that include class, gender, sexuality, like all sorts of things. Like it's so complex, and I think that approaching things in terms of like a hierarchy of oppression isn't always helpful. I think that it's just important to like address the nuances of this. I think often when we talk about gendered racism, like the language of gendered racism means that we're not only talking about how like racialized women experience racism or how they are gendered, but also how racialized men experience racism and how they are gendered, and how those things are distinct and how those things uphold white supremacy. But it is also important to recognize that none of this erases the fact that, like, I don't know, for example, Palestinian society is like patriarchal traditionally. That's not a thing that we're pretending isn't true.
But so is most societies.
But so is our society.
Yeah, like,
right?
I think that's the thing. Yeah, it can get very bogged down in, but they're a patriarchal society, and it's like, well, most societies are patriarchal. That's the world we live in.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I have a brother, and like the experience of racism that he has is extremely different from the experience of racism that I had. And there are things that he has experienced that I will never understand, because I am not like a bearded brown man with an obviously Muslim name, you know, and there's like a kind of violence that he's exposed to and has experienced that is on account of his gender that I don't experience. Equally, like the experience that I have as like gendered as woman and like queer is something that he has never experienced or like will understand.
I'm surprised we didn't put your pronouns on here.
Oh yeah.
Sols.
That's fine, we're both Charlotte.
Yeah. We are Charlotte.
And yeah, I wouldn't think about me and my brother's experience and say like, oh, this is better and this is worse. Because I don't find it helpful, not because of any other reason. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful at all. Marshmallow Mel, but I think those are some of my thoughts on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that I think that white men are worse. But I don't know. I equally like I've faced like misogyny, queerphobia, all sorts from like brown men. So it's not to like erase the existence of that, but
Okay,
just
that somewhat worked. There we are. What was I gonna say? Sorry, there's a lot of chat. But yeah, I think it's also worth. Yeah, it is. It's always going to be different, but I don't think it helps to measure experiences better or worse. It's just different.
Yeah, I don't think it even is measurable. You know.
No, and I mean, like a woman of color might experience less physical violence in this particular situation, but that doesn't mean she doesn't experience violence. It's just different, Yeah.
It's interesting what you're saying about people being marked as cowardly if they do a conscientious objection, when actually they're incredibly brave because they're usually taking a stance against being complicit in imperialist violence. Certainly in the case of the Vietnam War,
Yeah,
a good example.
That was definitely a big thing in the UK during the First and Second World Wars. Like both times, if you were a conscientious objector, you were vilified and treated as like cowardly and pathetic.
Incredibly gendered.
Yeah. I mean, well, women weren't gonna be able to consciously object as they were never invited in the first place. But yeah, like it is, they emasculate men who have conscientiously objected. There we go. That's the sentence I meant to say. So yeah, I think you just see there's a few other things I think people talked about, but I think we've kind of covered it.
Yeah, double standard between Ukraine and Palestine is definitely a good point.
It's stark.
Basically, white people deserve to resist oppression.
Yeah.
And brown people don't.
Brown people don't. Okay. I think we're there. Right. So, I find it interesting that discuss is not in as big capital letters as attack or flee.
Probably because if this was happening to you very quickly, mind.
Yeah.
You had limited time to react.
Attack or flee are the base instincts, right?
Fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What did you do last time? Also, can I just take a moment to appreciate these decision screens? So
yeah.
much? Like
the power.
They're so visually powerful.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I probably tried to discuss. I'm gonna be really honest.
Is that what you did when you played this?
As in, that's what I did. I don't know if we should do it this time around, but that's what I did last time. I'm pretty sure.
Why?
I think I thought we could talk it out. Honestly.
Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hoped. Again, this was very idealistic in that moment, but I think I hoped that because the first time as well, I hadn't stolen anything. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, if we have a conversation about it, he'll realize that I didn't steal anything.
You really put your benefit in the doubt that he sees you as a human being, huh?
I really did. And that's white. That's white privilege.
Sure is. No, No, it's good to chat about that though.
Yeah.
I feel like I could use this to go on a whole other rant about Palestine, but why can't we all get along? No, because like when someone is put in a violent situation and they respond with violence, who's responsible?
Yeah,
for the violence.
The person who put it in the violent situation to start with.
And that's the short version of what I have to say about Palestine.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I did flee. I mean, I knew he was bad news, but I think I was hopeful. But maybe I fled. I can't remember.
Do you want to do something different? Just
to
mix it up a bit.
We could try attacking.
Something different.
What do you prefer?
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's attack him.
Okay.
No, you won't.
Don't try it, punk.
Sean.
We didn't do anything, man. Leave us alone.
He deserved that.
No, I fucking deserve that.
Fuck you, white man.
So I
beat his ass. I mean, the thing is, ultimately, the result is no different. I
Listen,
think
we're playing a video game, and I would like a little emotional catharsis of punching a racist.
yeah, valid. But no, what I mean is like my decision the first time round. I trusted that it would be different each time, and therein lies the problem.
Well, it wouldn't happen to you because you're a white woman.
Yeah.
But if that did happen to you, he would talk to you.
Yeah.
And this is the key point.
This
right?
is it. Like I would have that. I would be given that grace by automatically.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
In fact, I could probably just cry and get out of it.
No, no.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Correct.
Don't do this to
Correct.
me.
And honestly, if I were confronted with this situation, that's probably what I'd do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll be off our property and won't be our problem no more.
If you
Yeah,
say
he
so.
says I'd never heard a little boy, but he hits Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, in conversation with what we said before, it's because he doesn't see Daniel as a little boy, right?
Finally
Yeah.
He
awake.
doesn't see him as a human being.
Sorry I had to secure you.
Also, I think the complicity
If you're
in this
innocent,
guy's
then
wife is, yeah.
White womanhood.
Yeah. I mean, this game does some very interesting things about white womanhood, actually. And
I think it does more interesting things with white womanhood than white masculinity in some ways.
Yeah, 100%.
I think, yeah, one of the most interesting things about this game is white womanhood, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the visual power of the split screens, like, and the way that, like, Disgust has their two faces, and then Flea has Sean's body, and then Attack has Hank's body. It's just very visually powerful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell the police you
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that.
Let's try.
Sean,
Yeah, we don't want to talk to
that's
police.
not what I meant. I wanted to like be like, you
Maybe I should
kidnapped
call
me,
ICE
you're
and
to
make sure
blame,
you're a
not.
citizen.
Yeah. It's okay, we know what you tried.
I'm sorry. That's not what I would do. Because I didn't want to be like, oh,
You're on my land.
I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm hurting,
Lucky my
because
wife didn't catch
I
it.
didn't want to be weak and
She's
seem
the
weak
kind
in
of
front of him.
damn
I don't know.
Whatever.
Sorry, he just said you're on my land.
Jail for this.
You are on stolen land,
sure the
sir.
local police
You
will
live in a
vouch for
settler
me,
colonial state.
Fucking
That land
kid.
doesn't belong to you.
Land doesn't belong to people, but
Where's
if
my
it did,
brother?
it would belong to indigenous
Listen,
people.
Little shit took off. I'll find him. Don't worry.
Yeah,
You
it's
touch it.
exactly,
I think I'd hurt a little
exactly.
boy.
Mel.
Do you think I'd hurt a little boy? He says
Talks
after
about leaving
kicking
him out in the middle of
Sean.
nowhere, though. That's real safe for a little kid. If he's lucky, he won't end up like his criminal big brother.
Just let me go. Please.
I'm sure
You're
your
the reason
shitty
we
business
feel
can
bad.
handle a fucking can of mac and cheese being lost, my guy.
Honestly, also, even if you don't steal, he accuses you of stealing.
Oh yeah, this is it. This is like the first time I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, I won't steal, and then it'll be all right, right? No.
Come on. It's only plastic.
Yeah, he got his Daniel got his first car a few weeks ago. Oh, as in he's 16 now, is what you mean? Yes, I get you.
When was Daniel born?
Don't know.
Okay. He's okay.
2000.
He's okay, just-
And
Fuck.
7?
Shit.
I'm trying to do maths.
So this was 2016. So yeah, 2007.
Oh, so he's 9.
Yeah. Hang on. How do I can't remember what I need to do here.
Wonder if I could get more.
Also, like, people who are talking about, like, how unrealistic this is. If we want to talk about real life examples of people, like, targeting men of color for their, like, weird
Yes.
dungeons,
That's even better.
how about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yep.
Like,
Yep. I mean, the fact this guy has kind of taken it on himself to be like his own cop is.
We get it. We're the perfect Americans.
something I do think is interesting is that there are quite a few moments where, like, Sean's reaction to, like, racial violence
Daniel? I'm right here.
is to,
Are you okay?
like, reaffirm or restate that he's American.
Yeah. Which is interesting, isn't it? Like,
I think I lost him. Is he gone?
Like, actually, I'm American. Like, I'm
Hey,
a
and
Mexican.
I'm-
I think that there's
You're doing great.
certainly
You totally fooled them.
tension there.
Thanks to you, we have a chance of getting out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta hurry, though. He called the cops on us. Think, dude. There's gotta be a way out of here. Can you try and open this vent?
Woof. Woof about just woofing at Jeffrey Dahmer. Blood Brothers is my favorite ending.
Yeah,
We'll figure
I got
something
Parting
out.
Ways the first time. Again, we'll get to it.
The first time I played it, I also got Parting Ways. But also, the first time I played Life is Strange, I
Oh,
played
yeah.
it with some of my white friends,
This
some of who
racist
I'm not
shithead
friends
is
with
a real
anymore.
pillar of the community, alright. Hey, you think you can open the back door? Fuck. Why did I put us in this situation?
You didn't.
Dude, you didn't. You literally did not.
It's locked. What do I do?
I don't know. Let me think. There's a window over there. Maybe you can find a way in or something.
I don't know if it's entirely relevant, but I'm being reminded of some things about, like, this is true of America as well, like during the Iraq War and stuff, but like Israel, the way that they like hold and
It is.
torture political prisoners,
Be careful.
prisoners who are usually
Might
men.
attract him.
Something that is like super horrible and fucked up that happened that we've been recently
course the
like getting
fucking keys are
reports
all
about
the way
finally
there.
since October 7th is that like IOF soldiers in the West Bank
Daniel,
basically used the
do you see
opportunity
anybody?
to as like a revenge thing because
Right.
they're fucked.
I need something to break this shit. Okay, Daniel.
They like
I see some
lured
keys, but I can't
Palestinian
reach them.
men with the promise
Maybe
of
I
like
can get
work
them if I can
because
pry
they're
this
poor.
pipe off the wall. Can you find some kind of
and
tool
like
out
imprisoned
there?
them and tortured them and like took
Find me something
videos of
sturdy,
themselves like
like
physically and sexually
a
abusing
screwdriver
these men.
or
Like, it's fucking
a
horrific.
wrench. Anything.
Where can I
And
find
unfortunately it's not even like an exceptional thing, right?
And I know I can't really see much from where I am. There should be some tools nearby.
one? Okay, I'm
Like
looking.
him, no, like Mr. Bucket.
I forgot about Enano.
No. I don't actually know what it means, but it's just the fact that he uses like Esteban's term of endearment just really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found something. Is this what you wanted?
This is it. You rule, Daniel. Come on. Let's do this.
Blood Brothers, they describe Mexico as gang violence. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a criticism that I have of the way that the endings
Yes.
are framed.
It's
Good
like,
job, bro.
I don't know.
Mexico is a place where people do drugs and criminal activity and violence. And it's so jarring because like so much of the game is
Literally against that.
yeah, so
You'd
much
have
of the
thought.
and not only in general, but specifically the fact that because they're so unsafe in America, they're trying to go to Mexico
Daniel.
where they might be more safe. And then somehow, and that's like quite a subversive idea, right? To what a lot of people's ideas are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the last couple of
Score.
episodes when people keep being surprised that they're going to Mexico rather than
Away from.
away from Mexico.
Do it.
Here. Here.
And
Come
then
on.
for some reason in those endings, they're just like, what if we reinforced the racist stereotypes?
Oh, a nano means little troll.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
I think
Daniel.
in the game they translate it as dwarf, but basically like,
God.
Oh, okay,
was
so that's
so
like
scared.
slightly different. Okay. Basically small.
What happened to your face?
Small.
That old bastard happened. Okay. We need to cut this off. Fast.
How about these?
but
Oh, he's all
Dude,
wet.
your rock. Did that
Again, I
asshole
guess like
see
in
you?
terms
No
of
way.
connecting things, like the U.S.
I'm
did
invisible.
that in Iraq.
Yeah, you are.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the U.S. military
Okay.
did that to Iraqi men.
Now we gotta get my
Yeah.
stuff and go. Daniel, what happened? What did you do?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. You're safe now.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, last time I left because I thought it meant we wouldn't get caught.
You fucking little spick.
Either way.
You and your
Oh,
brother are going to jail for the rest of your
sorry,
life.
we had a slur. I forgot that.
Jesus. Fuck it.
I told you to leave us alone.
Yes.
Sean, what are you doing?
Yeah, Daniel, come on.
Daniel, this guy
gotta get out of
sucks,
here.
and he deserved it. He'd already hit Sean several times.
Come on.
Yeah, literally.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't realize that slow was coming up. Or I would have said something.
I have seen that before, but I forgot.
Yeah. It's not even. I mean,
Where are we going?
obviously, I don't live in the US, so I don't know kind of the context of a lot of the slurs that are used commonly in the US. But I have definitely not heard that one often.
Yeah,
If
that's
ever,
because I
other
think
than
in the
this
UK
game.
it's not really.
No, well, I guess there's not that many. There's not that many Mexican people in the UK. Like there are people, but it's not a
Well,
large portion of like migrants, right?
most people in the US don't know like that Paki is a slur, right? Because it's
Right.
like specific to the UK context.
I see. That makes
I
sense. Yeah.
swear.
Oh, like Hispanic. That makes. I mean,
She's crazy out in the
it doesn't.
woods.
It's horrible,
Yeah,
but
you
it
too.
makes sense.
Hurry up before he catches
Yeah,
us.
I mean, I'm going full violent resistance, Sean. Like,
Violent resistance, son.
yeah, yeah.
Armed resistance, GF, and armed resistance, son.
It's like gay son and adult daughter, but like Life is Strange style.
We're building our armed resistance family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that playing it this way, there is something of an emotional catharsis for me, like watching him get angry.
Yeah, I think it definitely feels more. Okay, it doesn't feel better exactly, but like when I played this last time, I was obviously I felt very fearful all the time, and obviously knowing now what happens, I'm in a more of an advantageous place. But equally, like, yeah, I was very fearful because I was so worried about consequences, whereas it feels good to just be like, fuck it, I'm fucked either way. That feels more
Yeah,
empowered.
I guess there's something like slightly freeing about that. Yeah, also it's not that it feels good. I think for me it feels just like a bit cathartic.
Yeah.
You know, like a bit of a release.
That makes sense. Reacting with violence is still a reaction of fear, but more empowering.
I think it depends on the context.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
In the context of the game, it also depends on which specific instance.
Yeah. I feel like that particular instance, a little bit.
A bit fear or a bit.
No, a bit more empowering to like just punch him because he's already punched us and like
Yeah.
just like okay, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think obviously like when we're talking about like the wider context of armed resistance, like in a like political context, I don't know if I would argue that it's a fear-based reaction.
No.
I would argue that it is like okay, so I feel like I've said a lot like on streams and stuff before and in general that anger can be a really politically useful emotion because like you feel angry when you experience injustice, when other
total
people
fucking
experience
dickhead.
injustice, and it
Man,
spurs
it
you to
felt good
action.
to beat his ass.
Whoa, kid.
And I think that
Maybe he deserved it, but
like
do it,
the
and don't
violence
talk
of
about it.
resistance.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Brody.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. Is like
just still
is
pissed off.
an anger-based
Welcome
reaction.
to Redneck Land. Saints Seattle
Because
no
people
more.
are angry at the injustice that they're experiencing and they are resisting it. And I don't think that. I think it's quite like it can be quite like a difficult thing to do. So I think there's actually arguably like a certain amount of courage.
100%. Like it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not out of fear. I don't think. Sorry, I only kind of half read what was happening. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to also balance the game.
It's okay. There's a lot of input. Yeah.
Feedback loop. Yeah, 100%. It's. I think that it's how it feels to.
I didn't watch Jacksepticeye's Let's Play this.
I don't
so-
watch his content.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't really know anything about him, honestly.
But if you want
If
to
it made you mad, like
if you want to talk about why it made
we
you
wanna
mad,
know.
you're very welcome to.
he for sure had some opinions.
What did Birdie say that you were?
I
Putting
said,
on for?
fuck that guy, he deserved to get his shit rocked, and Brady was like, whoa.
Shut the fuck.
He was like, basically don't, like, you can feel it, but don't talk about it. And I'm like,
Shut the fuck up, Birdie.
and obviously he swore in front of Daniel, so,
I know.
oh
Mr.
no.
Digital Trust Fund Digital Nomad Brody is policing our reaction to like racist violence.
Yeah. He was like, it's a bit corny and unrealistic. And I was like, okay, white guy who lives in Ireland. I mean, I will say, Irish people have experienced not exactly racial violence, but definitely colonial violence.
like military occupation.
Yeah. But it also, they are white, and they probably, there are ways Irish activists can probably definitely empathise with the experiences of people of colour more than your average white person, but they still need to recognise that there is a privilege in that. And I say this as someone with some Irish family. I think this is, yeah. No, that's totally fine. Like, I
Yeah,
think...
you don't need to apologise. This is like
especially,
a
like...
place to hopefully like learn and have conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
You
And
don't need
like,
to feel bad about it.
equally, I don't think... I mean, as someone with Irish family, I did not know much about... I still don't really know that much about Irish politics, because they don't teach it to us because
they
it's
don't
what
want us
Britain
to know.
did. So
Yeah.
they don't want us to know.
Yeah, for real. I think there's certainly some like context dependent stuff. Like, so I, for the first time ever, had the privilege of going to Northern Ireland this year, and I anticipate that I will be going back for like work-related purposes, basically. And I went to Belfast in Northern Ireland, and in some of the things that I got involved with there, and some of the people I spoke to who were like politically aligned with me, some of these like left-wing Irish folk were saying, actually, we refuse to call it Northern Ireland, we call it occupied Ireland, because it's still occupied by the British. But they were also telling us about how within occupied Ireland specifically, there is like a real tension still, like not surprisingly, right, between people who are like Republicans and anti-imperialists and anti-colonialists,
Yeah, 100%.
and who would say things like, this is occupied Ireland, this is not Northern Ireland.
It's like
and
how so a lot of
unionists.
Ireland will call Derry Londonderry, and a lot of Ireland will call Derry. And
Yeah.
as you can tell, I call Derry because people who live in Derry call it Derry. So
Yeah, but like people who are like unionists, like have such a colonized view of the situation, and like their way of thinking about Ireland is very different. So I think that there is still a context in which like an Irish person, despite that being their like family history or their country's history, has like a colonized mindset
Yeah.
about like the situation in Ireland.
Yeah. On like, so yeah, Scotland did have an opportunity to establish itself as its own country quite recently. They will probably continue to keep having those votes because I mean, this is not something I can necessarily like weigh in on exactly, but like, because I'm not Scottish, but like, I think that obviously I support the right of any country, especially countries colonized by England, or at least like who have experienced colonial violence, to be able to self-identify.
Yeah, I'm not like an expert, but I would say that I think that it's a bit more complex with Scotland.
Scotland is complex, yeah.
In the sense that I think that like Ireland's experience of like basically an early form of settler colonialism is quite different from what Scotland and Wales experienced, which isn't to say that Scotland and Wales haven't clearly experienced like domination.
Yeah. Colonise is probably not the word, Evelyn, but yeah.
Well, I'm not even enough of like, I feel like I don't even have enough knowledge to like rightly say, but I do think that the contexts are quite different. I don't think that, I mean, Scotland certainly wasn't a settler colony of England. Like Ireland was a settler colony.
Yeah, Ireland was specifically a settler colony, and like language and heritage was erased in the way that happens in settler colonized places.
Yeah.
And in Wales, again, not like a formal colonization, but like the no. Sorry, the Napoleon movie, not this. So in Wales, they obviously still speak Welsh. They have their own language that basically England tried to stop them from speaking Welsh and have tried to make English the dominant language, but Welsh is still the dominant language. Same in Ireland as well. There are a lot of parts of Ireland where people still speak Irish.
I mean, partly because of parts on Welsh like efforts of Welsh people.
100%.
Because like England so violently suppressed Welsh language that there are people who I've spoken to whose grandparents have living memory of being like beaten in school for speaking Welsh. Right? Like it's pretty intense.
It wasn't just a her thing. Lots of people didn't grow up speaking Welsh, and it has been a conscious effort to bring back Welsh.
Yeah, it's language revitalization.
Very common,
basically.
In Wales.
Scotland did have a big role in a lot of the colonizing.
Yeah,
it's very important. Like it is, and I think sometimes I'm gonna say that like I support the right of the Scottish people and any other like people for like self-determination, whatever that looks like for them. But like I think sometimes Scottish people maybe act like they have experience of colonization that isn't quite true.
Like there is hostility from Scotland towards England, which is fair enough.
It's reasonable.
But it's not from a place of colonized. It's more from a place of many wars were fought.
And I think you're absolutely right that a lot of Scottish folks like to pretend it was just England. But like even in the like it's interesting. I would say that in the Irish context you have the specific case of within a settler colonial society like colonization always like reinforces a class system and then like takes like some of the native people and
gives you perspective.
Uses them to enforce the system.
Sometimes maybe too much.
And so there are ways in which like Anglo-Irish
don't let it phase you, little dude. You're going to meet some amazing people on the road.
Stuff have been complicit in
What's under the
colonialism.
blanket?
Sorry, I forgot about Daniel coughing to try and cover the bark. Yes, very convincing, Daniel. Well done.
But also, yes, Spain did colonize both the Philippines and Mexico, so shared experiences
We saved her.
between
We're
Mexicans
heroes.
and Filipinos.
Yeah.
Wow, did you
Yes, we
just
are.
hate settler colonialism?
So,
I sure hate
what
settler
should her
colonies.
name be?
All
Hey.
settler colonies.
Your dog. Your choice.
Oh, cool. Let's see.
Sean said your body, your choice.
How about
Ally.
mushroom? She totally looks like a mushroom.
Yeah, that's
It's a
pretty
good name.
Cool.
It's a
Food
rad
names.
name.
Not much
Food
of a girl's
names.
name, though.
Pets with food
I'm
names.
sure she's
Also,
a
don't don't overly gender this dog.
All right. Mushroom it is then.
Ooh, yeah. Thanks, big brother. See, mushroom, you got the best name ever now. Mushroom.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Nice.
Similarities between
Yeah, I
Mexican
feel like I just witnessed
Filipino
history.
culture.
You're on your way
Like
to becoming
Spanish language
official
and
road
Catholicism
warriors, my
with the
dudes.
Spanish colonization.
Yeah. She's such a good little dog.
She is. As you should. Clown on Spain as much as you want.
Absolutely.
What do you
So-
do exactly?
What is this?
Get
Exactly.
a real job.
Get a real
Long,
job.
boring story short, I come from a family with money.
Yeah, of course you do. Everything about you says that.
No soul. I took off after school and never looked back. Now I write stories for zines and websites, do podcasts, protest, try to make
Of course,
some
he's a man with
positive
a
change.
podcast. I do feel like with this mic, it
So
is
you're
getting
like
very
all
like you know.
political.
You know those like those two
is
older white
political,
women
Sean.
who like just moan about stuff? That's their podcast.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen their like
No.
clips? Oh my god, I love them. They're actually great. Like they actually have really good politics, which is my favorite thing because they're like southern
Right.
white women. So everyone's always like, "Oh, they're gonna be racist." No,
No.
they're
That's
great.
great.
I love them. But they'll be like, "Oh, something I need to complain about right now," and that's their podcast. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, I mean, we do love talking,
Mm.
so
Yeah. How do you make money?
I don't care about that.
No. Are you famous? Ever get lonely?
I kind of want to rib him a bit.
What, be like lonely?
Oh, I was going to say
Oh,
famous.
oh,
but
sorry.
No, that's fine.
Don't you ever get kind of lonely?
He's also just like
There's
every
a big
other
difference
like
between
white
alone
activist type.
and lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family
You
had
probably
money,
meet a lot of people
but
out there.
That's right.
Money's nothing
The
really.
unseen
Money doesn't mean
side of
anything.
America.
Just a construct.
yeah, they were so mean. I have so much family trauma.
Hey, no matter what,
I
I
go to
just try not to
protests
get
and I
sick.
write. I'm a writer.
Otherwise, I'd be like my family.
Baby boy.
End of the
He's
day, we have
EP.
to watch out for each other, right?
He's sleepy.
Yeah. You did watch out for us.
To be clear, I think
Thank
Brody
you.
is like he's fine.
Seriously.
He's
He's
just
just-
kind of annoying. Just kind of whatever.
Yeah. Again, like the bar is low. He
Looks
is
like your brother crashed
the
hard.
bar.
Yeah, he's the bar. And there's below Brody and above
He
Brody.
always goes
Mhm.
right to sleep in cars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
And
how
feel
we
free
should
to
rate
do
all the
same.
white people in
I
this
won't
game.
Yeah, every time we meet a white person
What
from now
about
on,
you?
we're gonna
Mhm.
say
You
whether
take
they're
the drive?
above or below
Oh, yeah.
Brody.
Yeah.
This is my favorite time to drive. Traveling by night is kind of mysterious.
I mean, if I were him, I'd be blasting Freebird, just like pushing down that accelerator, like hell yeah. Brody being the bar and the bar being in hell. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When I was
Damn.
talking about
Love
like
this tune.
when I was talking about like holding white friends to higher standards, just to be clear, Brody is below the standard.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like if I was acting like Brody, you'd be like, get out.
We would not be.
Yeah, like no.
I just want some illustrative examples, you know.
Damn. Wonder what happened here.
North Oregon coast.
Huh.
I'm not going to specify where we are exactly. On the North
No,
Oregon coast.
I just can't imagine where we could possibly be.
I gotta say, the first time I played this game, it was a really
Yeah.
when I
Just
saw
like-
Arcadia Bay. I was not expecting it.
Mm.
I'm really excited for you to see some of the stuff, like little bits that you get from, like if you sacrificed Arcadia Bay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
during the game.
I'm excited because I fucked up last time. So I pressed the wrong thing, even though I meant to do
Man, look at that.
bay over bay.
I have like one
Oregon is
white
like
friend.
the
You
edge
only
of the
need
world.
one. You don't really need that many.
Am I the one?
I have like maybe two.
And I'm still on thin fucking ice, so
Yeah, 2, 3. It's a lot. It's a lot less than I had before. I'm working on it.
just one by one.
I had entirely
Hey,
too many before.
Listen,
Okay, so
I
yeah,
know what
Arcadia
happened to
Bay,
you guys
very
in
much
Seattle.
destroyed.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think what
Let me
I
listen.
enjoy about Karen
It's
is
your
that
call.
like
No pressure.
it's not that she's like not like other white people.
I don't even know what happened.
It's that
It was so
she.
fast.
I feel you get the feeling that she understands what it means that she is a white person.
Yeah.
And she tries to, even though she's been like
It
shitty
was
in the
the
past.
police. It's their fault. Daniel just.
I mean, I
wanted to
wasn't
play
gonna say it
zombie
was his
outside.
fault.
I mean,
Or
it was the
shit the
cops.
neighbors.
Fuck the
It was the
police.
cops.
Fuck the police.
I got in a fight.
So Dad came out to help. Someone
Like,
called the cops and they
even
shot
yeah,
him.
even though she's been like a shitty
They
mother
killed
in the
my
past
dad
and
in
stuff,
front
like
of
she does.
One
Like you
second
feel
my
like
dad was
she
alive.
recognizes that like she's a white woman, she has power, and like she recognizes the situation that her
Fucking
sons are
cops.
in as like young brown men / boys, and that she tries to
Hey, it's gonna be all right.
like help them materially,
Take a deep breath.
and she ultimately what solidified in my mind that I was like, yeah, Karen's the good one.
She's
So-
not a normal Karen.
was when she
Not like other Karens.
she's not like other Karen. Was when she basically like
Listen.
distracts.
I'm really
Like, the
sorry it
cops.
just happened
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, like sorry, I'm just gonna pause because I feel like there's some good acting happening here and I don't want to like.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, it's literally fine. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, like I agree. I think like when she actively tries to distract the cops when Sean and Daniel try and make it past the border, that's like she gets it enough. I think not like to a point where she should stop learning, but just to a point that like
no, I mean, yeah, no one should stop learning ever. But you feel like she understands like the materiality of it, and she like is ready to make material sacrifices like for her sons
in a
and-
way that she didn't when she left them.
Yeah, and obviously she's done shitty things in the past, and it's like no excuse for that. But clearly she's like learned and is willing to like now is willing to do the right thing, and she does do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like she does, and like I was really skeptical of her in episode 4, but by episode 5 I was like, you know, like to me she's forgiven.
Yeah,
I know
think
I'm not her son, but
no, I think yeah, it's like forgiveness in that context is so complicated, right? But I think that she is useful to them in the way that she needs to be at that time. And yeah, like it's complicated, and I think it's a really interesting relationship and dynamic because
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of the most interesting relationships and dynamics I've probably seen in a Life is Strange game.
yeah.
Too bold.
And also my favorite like track on the OST for Life is Strange 2 is the song that plays when you meet Karen for the first time. That really gets me.
Yeah, you don't have to forgive to
Yeah,
stop being angry.
yeah, absolutely. That is not the
100%.
end of the work for Karen.
No.
But I feel like from what we see of her, like she's ready and willing to do the work, and she begins to do the work.
Yeah, she's been
And-
learning and she's putting it into practice in a way that she needs to.
And also, and this is really key, I know the bar is in hell. This is really key. Like, Karen, like, she, after the initial conversations where like she, and you feel like she more does it because she knows that Sean needs to hear it and wants to hear it, like she's not centering herself in these situations, and she's not trying to excuse her actions in these situations. I think she does her best to offer the explanations because Sean needs to hear them.
Yeah.
But like in a way, those explanations will never be good enough for Sean, and they will never excuse what she did, and that's true and that's right.
And it's very much like, this is why I did it, because you need to hear it, but like it is not defensive. And I think that's really key and crucial.
Absolutely. And like when she does do things, she's not like asking to be thanked, and she's not asking for rewards, and she's not asking for recognition. She does it because it's the right thing, and because she knows that what she... Well, I guess the point of tension is that maybe she doesn't necessarily think that she's 100% done the wrong thing in the past. That's a point of contention for me still.
It's complicated, but then I think her... Sorry. No, I was just going to say sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You look like you were about to speak.
It's okay.
It seems like she did it for reasons that were more her own family trauma, which I think is hard
she was projecting, I think,
to pass, because I can understand. Like, it's like I can understand. I still don't think it's a reason. I think it's definitely not a reason to abandon her family completely. Like, I think there was a way to still do what she needed to do for herself and for like her like to heal her family trauma, but like she could have been more present still.
100%. Yeah,
that's
like she wasn't totally in the right.
No.
About that at all, but like from what you see of her in the game, like when you as the player interact with her, it's enough for me to be like, this is a woman who like is trying to be better, and she's trying to be a better mother, and she's trying to be a better like white person.
Yeah. If
that makes sense. I don't know how else to phrase that.
Yeah.
But and I think that that's why like Karen for me is like in my good books.
For this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Injustice is everywhere, and you're taking the brunt of it right now.
Wow, Brody.
But you're gonna be okay, Sean.
So deep. So insightful.
Yeah, you're right about the way that like when Sean is like angry and upset with her, like she doesn't get upset with him for that. Like, and she, and I think a lot of us have mixed feelings about her. That's for sure.
I think she's a complex character, and I like seeing a complex character in this context, and I think that it's, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, obviously I am not the center of the reason this game was created, but as a white woman who is trying to be better, it's an interesting character to see on that journey, and kind of for myself I can look at what she does and doesn't do and what that means for me and how I can move forward and take that, right? And like, yeah, I think it's interesting just for myself. Also,
as a white woman.
As a white woman. Where's the fucking Lana Del Rey line that's like, I'm like, I can't remember what it is. She's like something like, I'm blue and green, but also regretfully a white woman, or something like that. It's like, damn, I'm jazz, I'm blue and green, but also regretfully a white woman, or something like that.
That's hilarious.
It's a choice. It's the most Lana Del Rey choice.
It's the most Lana Del Rey thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
After like the entire music video for National Anthem.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say no to Brody, because like it's not gonna be okay.
No, it's not.
And him trying to say that is not.
I'm not.
Not helpful.
My life
It
feels
really
like
just isn't helpful at all.
that
Is it?
town down there. Wiped
Again,
out,
white privilege moment.
Mm-hmm.
empty. Like I have nothing.
What is sure is, that's the past. But You can't look back now.
That's the past. He gestures out
You've
into
got
Arcadia
each
Bay.
And you have to move
R.I.P.
forward.
Arcadia Bay.
That is the past. Shut up,
You may not
fangirls.
see it, but
Fuck
what you and
you.
your brother have is the most important.
Get over it. This is what's happening now.
He needs
Get with it.
and you need him.
I can't wait for you to
I can
find
tell he doesn't
find
know what
sound
happened.
bites from this
Sean,
playthrough.
The
At
TikToks
some
are gonna
point.
pop off, honestly.
You're gonna have to tell him.
Well, he's right about that.
Yeah.
I know.
He was right
That's-
about one thing.
I just have to
One.
find the right time.
Oh, he's trying, but
Take
this
it
really
from
isn't it. Yeah, so true.
The sooner you can address it, the better.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it next chance I get.
I, as a white
It's just-
man, I'm going to tell you that everything is going to be okay. I'm also
not
going to
gonna be
police your
easy.
reactions to experiencing some really traumatic shit that was all a result of
So then
violent
what's your plan?
systemic racism in American society,
Where are
which
you going?
I benefit from.
Good question.
But yeah, I hope you're gonna be fine.
Fucking
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
get out of the country. Fuck it. Go down to Mexico, you know?
Damn. I thought I was the long haul traveler.
Maybe this is crazy, but should we just keep going till we get to Mexico?
If you think that's the right thing to do, yes. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Alright.
You have family there?
Maybe.
I want to know what the
We don't
white
even have family
guys
in the US.
who
Except for
create Life is
grandparents
Strange
we
are
don't see
like.
anymore.
I want to know.
What about your mom?
Yeah. I see that.
No, no way. She's out of the picture. But Dad, he always talked about
Also,
his
hello again,
family,
Next Star.
he
I know
always
you
said he
returned.
was close.
Yeah, welcome back.
We are still here.
We are
We
still here.
Probably like 20 more minutes into the game
It's got it.
itself.
We just have too much to
So
talk
you've
about.
still got a long ways to go. We've shot the shit long enough. Time to hit the road.
Oh, Max and Chloe. Sometimes I listen to the song and cry.
Time won't forget about you.
Listen,
Okay.
I'll drop you by a motel.
You know what? I'm not sad about
In a
some of the
couple
people
of
who
hours.
died in that storm. I'm not gonna fucking
You
lie.
guys could use some time to yourselves.
Rachel got her revenge,
She fucking did.
and we're good with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I don't know if you guys have seen our Life is Strange video on the first game. If you haven't, then
There's a lot, but it's great. Highly
Yeah.
recommend. Also, one of the early videos I saw of Games This. So
yeah, it would contextualize a lot of the things about our positions on the first game, including I think there's a segment where I explain why I'm Bay over Bay. So
Okay, Mushroom, you can chase me. Then, Sean,
No.
come, see if you can catch me.
John's like, I'm fucking tired.
you
Single mom who
imagine?
works 2 jobs, who
Yeah.
has 2 kids and never stops.
I don't think I can even imagine.
Jesus, like,
Too bad sandcastles never last.
Hey, let's play fetch with the pup.
Really? Yes.
Let me do a test throw first.
a single mom who
Well,
works 2
okay,
jobs.
But I'm next.
Okay, puppy. Go wide.
Oh, sorry, there's mechanics.
Well, if you're
on,
curious as to
Mushroom.
why I'm
go,
Bay,
Mushroom.
as in my Bay Chloe Price, never die, then I do make that argument in that video.
Good.
While I
dog.
can understand why
I think
people
we need
would
a
choose
free
the other ending, I have a lot of reasons why
Whoa. What did you
that's a
find?
big no-no for me.
You just killed a shark.
Mel's on the right side of history.
Deadly mushroom.
She's awesome. Now she wants me to.
On white people, Max and Chloe, some of the good ones. And you know, do I think that Max
here.
and Chloe
Watch how fast she'll
or
You go for it. Just don't throw it too far.
I won't.
like they
I swear.
like
I mean, I promise.
They are white girls, and the
Come on,
things that are
Mushroom,
cringy
come
about
on.
them are white girl things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stick.
Right? I would
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
And I love them anyway.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever got that before. That necklace.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I got the collectible. I just
you
threw
get
it
it?
really far. Just threw the stick really far and it
Come
got
on,
tangled
Mushroom.
up.
Get that
Oh,
stick.
I didn't think I've got that either.
Looks like these two.
Chloe
are
would
getting
say
along.
free
Chloe would,
Palestine.
yeah, there's not
Yeah.
even a
Seem
question about
like
that, right?
Mm-mm.
Chloe would say free
Well,
Palestine.
Max might be a
Get you
bit
that
more
room.
middling and liberal on it
Seriously?
initially, but
Chloe would.
It's only a room.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chloe's my age. Chloe's almost 30.
Look,
But Chloe, I
had
think, is
tough times
a-
when I started
about a
out.
month older than me.
And
Wow.
Which I find so
Strangers
wild to
saved
think
my
about,
life.
like,
I know.
playing that game. I'm like,
now's my
God, I was
turn.
that age at that time. Like,
That's
oh.
right
Yeah,
there.
that's so crazy.
Room 10,
Yeah, they're nearly 30.
on the second floor.
They're nearly 30, flirty, and
Listen.
thriving.
I don't want to freak you out, okay? But you have to be twice
What am I
as
gonna
careful now. I know it's easier said
We'll
than
get to
done,
David.
but You should get
Yeah,
rid of
Chloe is armed resistance GF, right? So
Yeah.
That's I know. I think that like if you asked Max
Okay.
now, she would
You
be
can
free
always get a
Palestine
burner
because her
Yeah.
and Chloe have been
Trust me.
together for so long
Yeah, yeah.
that like she's been
And Sean,
radicalized.
But yeah, Max in the game.
Talk to
Absolutely not.
Daniel.
Yeah, Max in the game
He
would be
deserves to.
like
You're not
cringy
leaving?
and liberal about it.
Are
Mhm.
you?
Yes,
But-
I am, but not until Santa Brody gives you a goodbye gift.
Santa
Ta-da!
Brody.
I mean, oh, don't you dare argue about it. I'll leave it right here.
No,
Okay.
that's
you
not.
win. Thanks, Brody.
Daniel would be 23 now. Or Sean.
Feels good.
Oh. So Daniel was born in 2007,
Here, looks like it's yours now.
so he would be
As always.
Hold on. I didn't forget.
16.
Oh
I've
yeah,
had
no,
it
okay,
since
so
my
then Sean would
first
be
road
23.
trip.
Okay.
Go math.
Go on,
It's
Matt.
always kept me safe. Now it's yours.
Daniel would be 16, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
2005.
Do you think it's
Oof.
okay
Oof.
if she
Wow.
wears it? Like
Feel old.
our
What year?
official
Feeling
job
every
now?
year of my almost
Sure.
30.
It's your bandana now.
It's got a little bandana.
Kind of love David in this
Okay.
game. David is interesting in this game. We're definitely gonna have a lot
Time
to
for
talk
me to
about.
hit the road
Mhm.
again. Hey, don't look so sad.
Yeah, his advice to
contact
Sean
me
to
on my
trust the
blog.
system was
A
shitty.
tribe called
But
West.
very David.
So, you
But
better
very
keep me
David.
posted when you can.
So he only
Okay.
changed a
We
little
will.
bit.
Thanks again, Brody.
Just a little bit as a treat.
Bro.
He's got work to do.
Will he do it? Probably not.
No, it's okay. Oh my god. Yeah,
Guess
we're
you could
we're
stay with
old.
us.
We're old.
We're old. That's it. You don't have to apologize for being 18.
Sorry,
I'm
I'll
decrepit.
Probably think of a better goodbye when I'm on the
Um,
road.
I'm ancient.
Until then,
We're here to be your
Take
big
care,
sibling.
Medusa.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. I'm
I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah, I'm 26. I'm very
Me
excited to turn 27 because I'm gonna make myself the Pride and Prejudice cake.
Yes.
The one that's
as
like-
you should.
I
I have no prospects. I'm 27 years. I'm a burden to my parents. Yeah.
And I'm a lonely.
Yeah. Charlotte Lucas is a real one. Also a lesbian.
Yeah. I've been waiting
Don't
my
worry,
whole life to turn
I got
27 so I can make that cake.
I didn't make the cake, but I definitely made the references.
That's in 2 months for me, so I gotta
Damn.
make my my Pride and Prejudice
Okay.
cake pretty
Gotta
soon.
get ready.
Looks like the manager's asleep for the night.
I am 29.
Shouldn't have any trouble from them.
I'm feeling not fine.
Do you think it will have
Yeah,
any
I definitely feel like when I hit 27, I suddenly had a crisis because I was like, oh
this is some
shit, I'm
motel,
like
not
in
an
my
Airbnb.
late 20s
Oh,
now.
I've been
Go
having a
have
crisis.
Oh,
kids,
okay.
shower.
Cool. Yeah, it's
I've been having
a
quarter
lot.
life crisis. Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
I didn't think I genuinely do not feel bad about turning 30. Like I don't actually feel bad about it, but I did suddenly feel very conscious of it, if that makes sense.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't feel like bad about my
Sean,
age,
look.
but I feel
Room
like
10. I found it.
No
I'm
shit,
having a
Sherlock
crisis.
Diaz.
Mm.
because of my age, and it's not because of like the number. It's because of the stage of life.
Yeah, it's definitely a stage of life thing. Because like
It even has a
all
bathtub.
of the people I know,
Good.
not all of
I'm
the
gonna
people I
throw
knew,
you
but
in,
like
cave
basically
boy.
loads of people I
We can
know
watch
during the
TV
pandemic
too.
got engaged,
And
and
there's a
that was or had
balcony.
babies. One of my housemates from
Whoa,
uni had
this
has
is
has
nice.
2 babies, and I'm like,
And
that's
warm.
you're a teen mom. you're not a teen mom, but you're a teen mom. Stressful as hell. I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not here for
What
this.
about this one?
Oh, little baby
Not
mushroom.
bad.
I know, she's
But
so cute.
too far from the TV.
But yeah,
Can
no,
I
that
take
is,
the one
it's
in
a very
front of the TV?
weird point in life.
Huh? Wanna play it over rock,
Oh, we
paper,
skipped the other
scissors?
room? Is there another room?
Oh.
Oh, I
There's
didn't know
no
that.
way you can beat me, but ready?
I am so
I read
ready
an
to
essay
beat you.
about Pride and Prejudice and feminism. Slay.
Slay.
Pride and Prejudice obviously came up in my
Hey,
English degree, so
time
I
out.
Yeah.
probably
Sorry,
wrote a
dude.
paper on it at one
Come
point,
on.
but I don't
You
remember
need
what
to
I
hit
said.
something.
I definitely also did, but...
Aw,
Ha.
Oh no!
I told you, man.
Can we play another round? Come on.
Yeah, okay, let him win.
Sure,
course.
I mean, you're gonna lose again, but suit yourself.
Not this time.
The final episode of Before the Storm is on Mother's Day?
Oh, Ty.
I never
Aw,
realized that.
come on.
Yikes.
Like American Mother's Day, like US Mother's Day?
I won.
Different in different countries.
The pet is mine. I knew I'd beat you. See?
And I knew you'd brag about it.
Don't be salty. It's
Her
a
little
fair
scar.
Yeah, it is. I surrender. Alright, I'm gonna run a bath. We totally
From where you
reek.
hear
Especially
noises?
you, Pit
Interesting.
I wouldn't be
Yeah,
so sure.
sorry, we're
big
not.
boy.
I don't think we're sure which.
I'll call you when
Hot
it's
dog
ready.
man!
I'll be right here.
Of course you will.
Oh, cool. Hot Dog Man is on. Ooh,
Yeah, I
remember
feel like this
episode.
conversation offers some context
Here,
as to
it's
why
also
we
like-
respectfully refer to Sean as a son.
Because he's a
Daniel will be
baby.
Because that's my son, because to us, that's a baby.
That's my child.
It's a baby.
Yeah.
Let's put this in the bathroom for Prince Daniel.
Is that Arcadia Bay? Oh,
It looks like it could be, but I don't think it is.
fireworks are happening.
I think
Did-
Arcadia Bay has like more of a rocky beach.
Diwali's very much over, I'm pretty sure, so I don't really know if people are still doing fireworks, but
I don't know.
I guess it's Friday, no, it's Saturday night, so who knows.
Prince Daniel. Ah, okay, the phone bit.
Oh yeah, I didn't grab my phone, hang on. Ooh. Can I not? There we go. Souvenir in the
There's a
closet.
souvenir in the closet.
Take,
Okay.
get it out of the closet.
This
Don't
episode
stay
is
there.
awesome. You should sit down and watch it with me.
You kids at 18 shouldn't worry. You have your whole life ahead of you, not like me, age 23.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, we are like,
A cheap souvenir for
we're
a
talking
cheap
like an
trip.
8+ year
Makes sense.
difference for us two, so I feel slightly more justified.
I mean, over 10 years for me.
Yeah.
I can see why they left that tie.
I think for me the weirdest thing is like thinking of being at uni in context of how old I am now,
Yeah.
and being like I was in my second year of uni 10 years ago, which was
Yeah,
like
that's
my
crazy.
trauma time TM. So I'm like, oh yeah.
I already find it weird thinking about the fact
Shit,
that I was
that was
16
wild.
10 years ago.
We have a tent now.
It's really weird.
Man, wish we still had bro.
If you look at the Sean painting, Sean makes fun of it.
Oh, okay, I will in a sec.
Probably,
Just
I
seeing
think
if
he's
there's
gonna say
anything
it's
more.
crappy art, which he's correct about. Sean, I'm a better writer than I am a speaker. That's why I'm writing this letter while you and Daniel are asleep in the car. I'm sorry I can't take you farther, but there's a good reason to it. As dysfunctional as it can be, family is family. When we met, I was on my way to Utah, where my mom is currently losing her battle against cancer, and I have to be there. You'll find a few dollars in the backpack. That's all the cash I have left, but you need it more than me. Yes. Your goal is good and you need to follow your instinct, but please be careful and protect your brother no matter what. You'll see when you tell him the truth about Seattle that sharing the same pain will make you stronger together eventually. He was right about a second thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to Mexico, keep a low profile until you meet people you can truly rely on. In any case, I think you'll be safer there than you are here. A dead cop in the current state of things cannot be a good way to start negotiations. okay. There's a lot going on there.
Still not charged. Nosy bitch.
The bear.
I might sit with Daniel for a little bit and watch some.
Mushroom, look! It's
Oh
hot
no, I
dog
didn't want to ask him
man.
to lower the volume.
I mean, Brody's kind of right about some things. I take issue with the framing of like
So,
negotiations.
The buns want to touch
Uh,
hot dog
but-
hair and turn him into sausage.
The idea that they would
Oh,
be
yeah.
safer in Mexico than America.
The
has
giant
some
meatball
merit.
attacks in the next
Yeah.
episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And they
that's
get to
part
meet
of
the
what's
city
interesting
mayor.
about the game. Right?
Man, it's been ages.
Why don't you watch Hot Dog Man with me anymore?
I'm too old, dude. And I've seen it so many times.
Okay, Grandpa Sean. Feels so
Even
good
if you
to
didn't know all the
sit
crime
down
in your
and watch
playthrough, Sean surrenders and Daniel lets him. He gets 15 years in
True.
prison. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't enjoy a scenario where Sean ends up in prison.
No.
I really, really do not.
It's just not. Yeah, it's just not.
Watch out for Grandpa Sean.
Sorry,
Fuck,
just readjusting.
Sean!
It's also kind of like weird, the thing in the endings where, like in some endings, Sean has the black
Come
eye,
on.
and in other endings he
Next
has
time,
the white one.
You'll respect the old.
Yeah, feels bad. Feels like cowboy films where the bad cowboy has a black hat and the good cowboy has a white hat.
It feels like Star Wars.
Yeah.
When Luke is wearing white,
Yes.
and then he's wearing grey in the
And he
next
wears
film,
black.
and then
He's
he's wearing
like,
black in the
ooh.
last film.
Oh no, he's serving. What are we gonna do?
Mexico black eye, America white eye. Yeah, there's it's a lot happening there that you could. I mean, you don't necessarily need to interpret it as a morality thing, but on some level, it's
Yeah.
hard not to interpret it as a morality.
I
thing.
mean, it fundamentally is coded as that because that's how. That's science and semiotics, baby.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah, like white is good, black is bad, like
Yeah.
dark is evil,
Okay,
light is good.
I'm done
is, you know,
You're missing
goodness.
the best part.
I know.
Obviously,
But I
there's
gotta
also
take
like
care
the
of
white
that.
of like the white race
Don't
and
forget
white
you're up
supremacist
soon.
society
I know.
versus the black of like I don't know, not
Not.
that. But yeah, I don't know. It is slightly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You're my new best friend, Mushroom.
Fill her up.
Daniel's so cute.
Even on a high morality run, Sean will have a black eye in parting ways.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yuck, Sean. It's a condom in my bag.
Yeah, because Blood Brothers
Hey,
is the best ending.
don't touch that.
That's why. But I guess it depends on what you mean by do anything wrong. Because the playthrough
Daniel
where I
Lopez.
got Blood Brothers, I don't think I did anything wrong either.
I don't know why I got a fucking thing after him adding soap to a bath.
Oh, what?
It gave me the little, like, wolves running.
Yeah,
him
that
adding-
can be a good thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to work
Daniel,
out what is
we
it just
have
looking
towels
after
in the
Daniel?
bathroom.
I presume it's
Yeah.
just
Don't
looking after
forget
Daniel.
to use them.
Okay, well I was
There's
just
a-
like, well, how is this consequential?
A lot of this game is like the little things
Yeah,
accumulate
that's
as like
true.
you being nice or mean to Daniel.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
That
why it's
fucking
that's
redneck
part of
hit
the
me
reason why
hard.
it's so hard to predict which ending you'll get.
Yeah, that's
Hit him
true.
harder though.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, I'm gonna assume we'll probably get Blood Brothers.
Inshallah. A bubble bath does heighten brotherhood. It's so true.
That's so true.
It's kind of cool to have your bad now.
He's such a baby boy. Sent to bath.
You ready?
Aw, the episode's almost finished.
Nice try.
Yeah,
The
I'm gonna
water's
miss
hot.
Banquet by
Come on.
Block Pie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
what banger.
Honestly.
The last time I went to see Paramore, I didn't check who was opening, and there was Block
Oh
Party,
my god.
and I had a fucking great
Whoa.
time.
Damn!
Yeah, I know. I was there with my
Trying
friend, and I was like,
something.
I didn't know the Block Party was opening.
Shit!
And no, the dog is not taking a bath with you.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, a dog should
Don't
probably
worry.
also take a bath, but you know.
Yeah. Mushroom needs a little.
I should throw my phone away while Daniel was
Scrub it
washing.
up.
Scrubby
He'd
dub.
freak out if he saw me.
Yeah, Block Party are great.
Time to say goodbye to Mara.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, there's a lot to unpack in the indie sleaze scene of, like, indie landfill-ish scene of, like, that one black guy.
Yes.
The one black gay guy as well.
What's one of the things that's really funny about seeing Block Party live, like on that, is that like the lead singer has so much
Lila's
energy.
freaking-
Yeah.
And he's like running around
Maybe
the
I should get her
stage,
out
and he's
of
like
this.
like amazing.
Or she'll
And
get
for
into
people who don't know,
trouble,
the lead
too.
singer of Block Party is like a black man, black British man.
Mhm.
And then there were just these like
White
white
boys.
people who were like, they were so low energy, and
Yeah.
it was really funny.
He's done some solo stuff as well, it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it.
He also did a really good duet with Ollie Alexander that I really enjoy.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, for that scene, like, having a black gay man be a front man is, like, fucking groundbreaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Right, so the first time round, I called Lila back. I think I want to do that again.
That's the decision that feels like right to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens if you don't call Lila, but I think, if I remember correctly, that one of the things it does have an impact on is when you get the redemption
Well,
ending or whatever.
the Red Dead Redemption ending.
And he's getting out of the prison.
She's there.
She's there.
Yeah.
And then I think that if you didn't call her, then it's maybe someone else. But I don't remember who.
I feel like I vaguely remember. Yeah, so you can call her in episode 2 and it'll be her mum and she'll be pissed instead. Lila ends up in a mental hospital? What? What if you don't call her? Because I don't remember that from my playthrough, so.
Oh. How do you find that out?
Or presumably not calling her. Her anxiety and depression. She's had past mental health issues. Interesting.
How do you find that information?
Oh, it's her mum says it when she answers in episode 2. Interesting.
That's so sad.
That's fucked.
That also makes perfect sense, but that
Yeah.
she would be struggling so much with it. Let's call Lila.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would have that kind of impact, but yeah.
Sean? Hey, Lila.
Sean, is that you?
I think also she, like, online, like, defends you and stuff if you look on your Facebook.
Are you okay?
Whereas if you don't
Yes.
call her, she doesn't do that, or she's
I'm-
not as proactive with it, I think.
I'm in a
Oh, it's in the
motel
journal. Okay.
with Daniel.
Shit. Everyone's looking for you.
Oh, what, that she has, like, anxiety. Okay, that makes sense.
Poor Lila.
How about you? Are you okay?
No. Everything's fucked up. I'm so worried about you. The cops are talking to everybody at school.
This is a nightmare. We're fucked.
Sean, don't say that. It will be okay. I miss you so much. Maybe you could come back.
Oh, I'm not mad at her for saying that because she's a kid.
Yeah.
You know I wish I could, but we can't take that risk. They're gonna put me in juvie. Daniel,
Bullshit. You're innocent. And I've got your back. No
Oh,
matter
poor
what.
sweet
no
Lila.
way. I'm not gonna let you
That
get
is
in
not the
trouble
way the
for me.
world works.
Stop.
I think it's so different coming from, like, a racialized kid.
That's bullshit.
Who's, yeah, again, like, been indoctrinated to believe into the system, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we all are. Until we learn better.
I'm sorry. I totally hate this. I guess the freaking fighters are disbanded for a while.
Shit actually changes, I guess. So, where are you going?
We're just going away for now. I'll call you if I get a chance. I miss you, Lila.
Sean, wait.
I gotta believe that Lila, like, becomes a revolutionary.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if this doesn't radicalize her, what would? Like, this is the event.
Okay.
Yeah, for real.
And action. Daniel, get your butt in here right now.
What? What did I do?
You forgot to open this present.
What is this? Socks? Underwear? That's it?
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? That's what I got when I was a kid.
Not funny.
Yeah, it is. Dude, check out your face.
Wait, what? What? There's another one here. What is it?
Daniel, let me help. Looks bigger than underwear.
Oh, what? No way. Can't believe it. The new Playbots? Thank you, Santa.
There are PlayStation stands.
Boy this year. Yeah, lucky boy. Daniel, this is for the whole family too, right? So you gotta share with me. I wanna play that game where you skip cars, go on high-speed pursuit.
Wow.
Dad, he totally
Esteban
said
is so
this
dad
when
core. He
had
just
tried
wants to
to
do the
hide
driving
the dog
on.
champ at my high school. So
He wants to go vroom vroom.
Ow!
I love it when you as a literal dad are dad core.
Yeah, but it's like, it's because it's like wholesome dad rather than like
Yeah.
shit dad, you know? Dad core can encompass many things.
Yeah, I wish that...
Like how Chris said, I look like a dad in this sweater vest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do, like... It's sad to not get the chance to see Lila again before the ending. As
Yeah.
well, but it makes sense, but... It's... Oh. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, what you were saying, that yeah, this would be the moment that radicalizes her. It's hard to imagine
Yeah.
anything less than that,
Like,
isn't it?
yeah. And no doubt she's got like loads of people telling her that she's wrong for it, for feeling the way that she does as well, and being like, you know, he's a criminal, blah blah blah. And now she's having to go to her probably very white school and deal with all the emotions that come with
Don't think
all of
about
it.
Mm.
Just tell Daniel the truth.
Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, it's like it's a loss
Are
for
you
her to
kidding
grieve
me?
as well, right? Like he's not
Remember
dead,
that
but
song?
that's a loss.
Come
Like
on,
she's
dance!
and she's going through intense grief, and then also like being gaslit and
Yeah.
Man, I can't dance right now. My legs are thrashed. Sorry.
You're no fun.
Daniel, come here. We need to talk.
Can we get a drink first? I'm thirsty.
Right now?
You said I could have a Coke. Or something.
Okay, I'll get you a soda. But when I come back, we're going to talk. Serious.
Fine. What's the big deal?
my headcanon is that Lila now in the year 2023 is doing direct action demanding a ceasefire.
Yeah. I believe that. She's like going to the factories that are providing weapons and shit, and she's like shutting it down.
Yeah, she's like chaining herself in the road and like blocking military cargo with her body, and she's like a complete badass bitch.
Yeah.
Daniel. Oh, fuck. Oh my god.
Poor
Daniel.
Mushroom's like, what the fuck?
Poor mushroom.
Daniel, calm down.
I don't know if Lila would be a social worker.
No, I don't
That
think
seems
so.
like the wrong system for her to be involved in.
If you would like to understand our position on social work, please watch our 2+ hour video on Life is Strange True Colors.
Oh, sorry, I didn't say anything in time.
Why did you lie to me?
Okay.
I was scared, Daniel.
I didn't know what to say.
You should have told me.
I couldn't believe it either. I didn't mean to.
I hate you. You're not my brother.
Don't say that. I know I messed up everything. We're gonna get through this.
Don't touch me.
Daniel, please.
Oh.
It's okay.
Marshall's like, what the fuck was that?
Me too.
For the record, no one. Yeah, I think this is not like a
Told me.
ACAP approach to social workers.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I quite feel that way about social work.
I think it's complicated.
It's definitely complicated,
Don't
but
lie
I
to
think
me
that
ever again.
there's definitely like reasons why I don't believe in the system of social work, which again, like we do go in quite a bit of depth in the True Colors video.
Yeah. Sorry, do I promise not to lie to him again, or do I try?
Yeah,
because I'm trying to remember if there are instances.
No, it's a good question, because like the promising not to lie feels dishonest in a way, because like
I'm trying to think if there's a point where he lies again. The only other point I can think of is to do with religion, which I can just consciously make sure I don't contradict myself.
You mean... Oh, okay, so that's an interesting point. Okay, I'm thinking about this now. Part of it has to do, I think, with our choices from now on.
Yeah.
So I guess that part of it is making sure that we are consistent and also truthful.
Yeah.
And like making the choice.
Which I think is
that.
fine. I would rather not lie again.
Yeah, so if you promise, you have to stick to your promise, basically. Okay.
That's fine.
I promise. I won't lie to you again. I promise.
I think that's a reasonable promise to make.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I know there's another way it can go down, but I didn't play it. I haven't played it before. I basically tried to tell him at the earliest possible opportunity. Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
I think there is a way he finds out next episode or something instead.
No, I think he absolutely has to find out at this moment.
Oh, okay. Is there no
about Esteban?
Right. Yeah.
Sean, am I a monster?
Nothing is wrong with you. You're different.
Okay. What are we gonna do now?
I was thinking maybe we could go to Puerto Lobos. Where Dad
Oh, you
grew up,
never seen
know?
him say I hate you. I think it's because I didn't respond quickly enough.
I guess.
Because there was a point where there was like a countdown and
You'll
I
be
missed
fine,
it.
Daniel. There's nothing we can't do. As long as we're together.
Can you tell me a story? Like he did?
I'm not as good as him. He used to tell me bedtime stories too. Once upon a time, in a wild world, there were two wolf brothers.
This little hoodie.
And mushroom.
They all lived happily together. But one day, hunters took their dad away. Forever. brothers were alone. And they had to find a new home.
This bit makes me
They
think
started
a
a
lot
journey.
of like Tell Me Why as well. They kind of have the like fairy tale narrative of their experiences almost. I find that really interesting. It's like a choice narratively.
Yeah, there's a lot about. I really love the like fairy tale, like the Book of Goblins thing.
Yeah, that's really cute.
It's really good. I had a thought in my brain, I think, and then I was like, and I was gone.
Oh no.
I'm sure I'll come back. Yeah, I think that there's a conversation. I guess that there's just a conversation to be had about like whether the social work system is something that can be changed from the inside, or if it's something that, by its very design, enforces a certain.
Oh, Evelyn, I'm
amount
sorry
of-
you're crying. Sorry. Yeah, it's a great game. It is honestly the best, in my opinion, Life is Strange
Yeah,
game.
no, I agree.
I think everything comes together in such a good way in this game, and it really makes you feel the feelings. Like, I feel like there have been times in the other games where I don't feel as emotionally involved, but like this, I'm like in 100% of the time, all the time, and I feel like all of the narrative choices land for me,
Yeah.
and the character choices land for me.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I was just
Yeah, no,
saying.
sorry, please do.
Yeah, I think with regards to social work, there's just an argument to be made that like the system, by its very design, like by enforcing, essentially like on a level being a system of enforcement of certain laws. By its very nature, I think it's unavoidable that it enforces certain like violence on racialized communities and families, and working class communities and families. So I think that there's like a certain conversation to be had around social work of whether that system can be changed from the inside, or whether we need to rethink entirely the system of social work. Now, I'm not friends with this person anymore, not for any reasons of like,
Not for these specific reasons.
just because we grew apart.
Yeah.
Like not in like a bad way or anything like that. We just grew apart. But a good friend of mine was studying and practicing social work when we were still friends, and I don't know how he feels about it now because I think I was kind of like, you know, I respect your decision and I understand like what you're trying to do. And this is a person who's you know, in a lot of ways we're very politically aligned, and he's very ACAB and like all this kind of thing. I think that he had a feeling that like if someone like him was in the system, then it could make even a small positive difference.
Yeah.
I can sympathize with feeling that way, but for me, I think that that is so limited because of like how by its design, like the system is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
In terms of like the things that the rules that you have to follow and the things that you have to enforce that inevitably inflict violence on working class and racialized families. And so in the True Colors video, I talk about that very deeply in the specific context of foster care, which is obviously like connected to social work, but is only one part of it, because obviously that's a big part of the story. So I would definitely like encourage you to watch that video if that's like you're curious about kind of understanding our position. But I also just wanted to make it clear that like again, like this is a space for conversing and learning, and that's totally fine, kind of thing.
We're not here to pass judgment on your like life decisions.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
like it's something to just be like conscious of, I guess. And yeah, I think it will be interesting to watch that video, and I mean, it sounds like you're definitely already engaging with a lot of those ideas just within like the context of studying, so I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely, and I just wanted to make that perfectly clear because I didn't want you to feel like bad or like you're being judged, and this isn't a space for that. This is not a space where we want to make people feel bad or judged.
Yeah.
This is a space where we want to encourage learning and talking about these things, so I just wanted to make that really clear.
Definitely.
Well, we managed it in a clean 6.5 hours.
I did think it would get to 8, so I think we did well.
Me too. I'll take it.
Yeah, record time for
I think probably we've put all of our Life is Strange playthroughs on so far on YouTube,
Mhm.
so this probably at some point.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
I think we had some great conversations. It'd be a shame to
Absolutely,
lose
I
them.
think
Yeah.
it should go there. I don't know when we're next going to be able to stream the next episode.
No, yeah, we're not 100% sure.
We obviously we both live in different cities, so
Yeah.
Sara is currently visiting me. Obviously, I can come and visit you at some point, or we can try and do some remote streaming together. But
Yeah, I might be traveling again
yeah,
soon, so
Yeah.
we'll figure
that's
it out.
true. Yeah,
And
forgot about that. Yeah,
we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
If you follow us on Twitter.
it will probably be more than a week. So sorry.
Yeah. Also, for people who don't know, I always hate saying this because I'm not trying to do a money grab. But for people who don't know, we do have a Discord server, and unfortunately, you do have to be a patron to access it. Fortunately, you can be a patron for as little as £1 a month.
Yeah.
We understand when, obviously not everyone can afford that. That's fine. I'm not trying to do a money grab. But
It's not about the money, it's more just for making sure that the community itself are like wanting to have the conversations that we need to have.
yeah, and that if you can afford to and you support what we do, then that's Patreon is a way that you can support that, obviously.
Yeah.
But you from £1 as a minimum, you can join the Discord server. Like, you don't have to be paying any more than that. And also, if you can't afford it or you don't want to join, that's also fine. But I just wanted to let people know because we had some new people here today, and we have lots of chats and things on the Discord server as well. Yeah.
Like, this is stuff we talk about a lot in a lot of different a lot of different contexts within that group. So yeah, it is good. We like it.
Also, you don't need to apologize, Mel.
Yeah,
because
it's okay.
It's okay. I just wanted to make it clear. Like, I think we just want to make it clear, like, that this is hopefully a safe space where we're trying to make it as safe as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Life is Strange 2 speedrunners.
Yeah. Always. Imagine if we ever did speedruns.
I can't.
The fact that B did a speedrun as their first like stream is really funny considering Life is Strange.
Yeah, I'm not here to play games fast. I'm here to play games extremely slow and talk at you a lot.
Yeah. Here for a long time. Hopefully a good time.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Number 1 speedrunners in the sense that you're my favourite speedrunners.
Aw.
Oh my god.
How did you feel about this second playthrough of the first episode?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I was less stressed. Obviously, I was still feeling the emotions, but like, stress was not my primary emotion, which was nice in terms of, obviously, I just didn't know what was going to come next last time.
Yeah.
And I also have I have a weird complex about games sometimes where I'm like, when I don't know what's going to happen next, I find it harder. Like, sometimes I get really into it and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to find out what happens next. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just so stressed. And I wasn't necessarily feeling that from a gameplay perspective, which is usually what I feel, like, in terms of, like, if someone's, like, trying to fight me or something and I'm not ready for it. But it was very much more the, like, storytelling of, like, oh god, I just feel really stressed. And obviously that's for a reason, right? Yeah, no, but I think, like, I really enjoyed... I think our chats have been really good about this, and I think that, like, yeah, it's just a fucking great game. honestly.
Episode 4 is my favorite episode. I think I probably also consider it the most
That is the
painful one.
religious trauma and racial trauma.
But that is my favorite episode. Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting getting to that episode talking about religion as well.
Yeah.
Spicy. Yeah, definitely. It really is one thing after another.
Yeah, for sure.
This game it sure is.
One final reminder before we shortly start to wrap up the stream, that we are still raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. If you type in !Palestine in the chat, that should bring up the donation link for you. Our next goal is £1,500. And basically, another short rundown. The Medical Aid for Palestinians is a UK-based charity that does extremely important work in getting medical aid to Palestinians, as it says on the tin, which is incredibly important for a whole host of reasons, including the fact that the military occupation creates a situation where not only are people exposed to the military violence at the hands of the IOF, which has, obviously not only murders people but disables people physically. The regime, especially in the last few weeks, when it's been, for example, targeting schools, hospitals, bakeries, etc., creates a circumstance where people's public health and safety is massively compromised. Not only in Gaza but in the other parts of Palestine as well. Mainly in the occupied territories, the militarily occupied territories, but also in the whole historic Palestine. For example, the checkpoint system means that Palestinians may be held up for 12 hours at a checkpoint, but they need to get to a hospital, right? So the healthcare situation in the entirety of Palestine is absolutely dire, and the work that Medical Aid for Palestinians does is extremely important, especially now with the death toll reaching over 11,000 in Gaza just from the past 4 or 5 weeks alone. Importantly, the money and the aid is not getting into Palestine right now. We will continue to raise money because it will help at some point when it can get there. But
And also they are setting up points in Egypt to try and have some kind of base for people who are able to escape. So that money is still being used into that as well.
Yeah.
And medical supplies and things like that. So for the people that are able to get there, it's going to be there, but so they won't have to worry about what's at the end of their journey. But yeah, it's not getting to the place where it's probably needed the most right now.
Yeah. So while we will continue to fundraise, and the money absolutely will help Palestinians on the ground, the most important thing that anyone can do right now is to keep talking about Palestine and to keep taking action on Palestine. From each according to their ability, as they say. So however you can engage, whether that's speaking about it or posting about it or signing petitions or talking to your friends and family or taking direct action or going to protests or whatever it might be, there's always something you can do.
Mm-hmm. We also have a guide to help gamers to protest. To do some direct action. So we've written a very beautifully written and designed guide
by us and others on our team.
Yeah, it's very useful and helpful, I'd like to think, and it has lots of really helpful options for things you can do, ways you can educate yourself, and just a really good kind of start for 10 on campaigning for Palestine as a gamer. So
yeah. That's on our link tree, which you can access in our Instagram bio and our Twitter bio, whenever you need it.
And it's pretty good.
It's all right. Yeah, I think we did an okay job.
I think we did a pretty good job. Yeah. So that's the stream. Shall we chat quickly through what choices we made?
Yeah.
Because I am livid that most people take the Choco Crisp for themselves. Rude as shit.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Fuck off. Esteban's about to die and Daniel's a child. Mate.
Who refuses the hug?
Honestly. Also, who questions Daniel apart from the? I guess the only thing I can think of is like the people who do like a playthrough where they do the opposite decisions.
Yeah, people
but like
who question Daniel are the red flag. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
that's true.
We did steal in the parking lot, and I do it again.
It was quite mixed.
Yeah, that is.
And it's also pretty 50-50 on begging for food.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that sending Daniel to beg for food and begging for food yourself are like basically the same.
And then also in the gas station, it looks like stealing while Daniel distracts Doris are quite split. But then overall, stealing versus not stealing is 40.
Mm-hmm. You hit Hank and stole the camping gear. Hell yeah.
Of course we did.
I mean, you ran away anyway, so like, you might as well. Just get a little kick in there while you're there, you know? Calling Lila back. Yeah. Cool.
That one's pretty...
That's pretty...
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. Renegade Life is Strange playthrough. Refusing hugs and being a dick.
Yeah. For real. Daniel learned about trailblazing. Slay. Oh, Daniel fell and got dirty, and I'm still feeling bad about it. Daniel built a fort in the forest. Daniel didn't do the wood race. I didn't even know there was a wood race. Oh, as if you get him to collect wood. That makes sense. Daniel did learn how to skip stones, which apparently is rare. Oh. Daniel didn't get mad. I can't.
Okay, we're doing okay. And he had an okay night.
Yeah. And he didn't get sick from the berries.
You did it.
Hell yeah. Scout skills. Daniel didn't have to beg. Yeah. Daniel did distract Doris, but that's not.
Daniel had enough to eat. Now this is really interesting, right? Because like we were talking about like stealing food before and like how you felt about that the first time you played it.
Yeah.
But if we hadn't done that, then Daniel would be starving.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad Daniel didn't get sick from the berries. Oh. I didn't know Daniel could steal anything from Brody. Or is that like if up to that point you've taught him to steal?
I guess so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we could get a power bear toy.
If you do the claw machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Cool. Well,
people who hate Daniel are just shitty. It's true.
All right.
Yeah.